That's practically the whole movie. So we can
basically.
It's been a nice stream, everybody. See you later.
Bye. Dude, I'm telling you, the trailer for Hard Boil is so weird because it's just music,
Mhm.
guns, boom. I found one with a voiceover on it, but it was such bad quality. I was like, damn, I can't
It's
use that.
especially like it's that same song throughout the whole movie
Mm-hmm.
too. So it's like I think there's like one instance of using different music, so it's very minimalist when it comes to
Well,
their.
they try and use the Terminator, whenever Mad Dog is on the screen. I don't know if
Yeah,
you realize that, but it's pretty cool,
yeah.
man.
But how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing
Feel
good,
like we
man.
haven't talked in a while. I've been
Oh
on a
my
stream
god,
and everything
yeah,
together. Yeah.
it's been such a long time, dude. Oh my god.
Fresh off your debut on Open Bar and my fourth appearance. We're just we're making
Yeah,
waves out there.
that was
That's
pretty
it.
cool, man. Open bar was great, and to be on there with you too was a pleasure and a surprise, man. I
It
loved it.
was the invasion of hoes, if you will.
Oh yes, the two hosts on the bar. The hi everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good. We see you guys. We see you guys.
We
Hope
love
you
you
guys are having a
guys.
good Saturday. That's true. We do love you guys. I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. Well, guys and gals. I say guys for everyone. That's it.
I was joking backstage. Every time I'm on with a drinker's channel, I look pale as a ghost. I mean, I don't look exactly tan right now, but for something, I guess maybe it's the time of day or something. I don't look nearly as pale when we do our show. It's
I'm
weird.
telling you, bro. It's because maybe I guess we're doing hard boiled, so it's pure
Yeah.
testosterone. So maybe.
Actually, I meant to tell you, you should put up a poll. It should be hard boiled, over easy, scrambled, poached. You should do like a poll like that because
I'll do that. I'll do that. I mean, just for clarification, guys, two hosts this month is doing martial arts. So
well,
because
technically, we're jumping the gun a little bit, quite literally. I mean, this is the gun jumping movie, but
yeah,
it's technically March is going to be martial arts. But yes, dad
I
jokes.
mean, we had to switch this one because we've got Ron Mars next week.
Yes, we had to jump it up a little bit,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
technically, this is martial arts, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say we bring in some of our guests though, because we got some
Yes.
some guys that I think we've had no, I think Northern English Bastard, I think this is his first time on the channel, but we've streamed with
It
him plenty.
is.
So actually I'm gonna bring him on first. He's a first timer here. You've probably seen him in a couple places. He's got a near indiscernible accent, and I love him for it, and that's the Northern English Bastard.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on here for the first time.
Yeah,
And
dude,
congratulations
pleasure
on
having
Open
you.
Bar for you Uninspired for the first
Thank you,
time.
man.
Hope you had fun. I really do.
Yeah, it was really fun actually. Had a good laugh because of Reaper. Reaper
Oh my
was
god,
cool.
he'll be on in a couple of weeks, and that guy is a riot, man. That's like
That should be fun.
he's from your neck of the woods too, I believe. He's from not that far from you, so
I know. I'll have to meet up in the pub then.
It's the accents, man. It's the accents.
but yeah, and making his return for I forgot to pull it up. It's I think his fifth time, or something like that. It's
Probably.
yeah, it's our buddy, our resident director, producer, writer, everything you can imagine in the production industry, and that is from the Outcast Creative, Mr. Lance Nielsen.
You always need to prefix that introduction with extremely poor.
Next time I'll remember.
Makes me sound so financially successful, which
like he's the very definition of the starving artist right here.
I am the very definition.
The greatest artist. There he is, Lance. Everyone.
From the Outcast Creative. We are many. Yeah. Great to be back. I actually missed quite an important networking event to be here tonight, and I was like, traipse halfway across London and goes networking, talk to lots of knobby film people, or be on a stream with my buddies and talk about Hard Boiled for a couple of hours.
Hell yeah,
no-brainer. Yeah, so
I saw you brought
this
the
was
vest
one
and
that
the
when
baby
I threw
with you.
Sorry, what was that?
I saw you brought the vest and the baby with you with the shotgun too.
I did.
Oh, we're going to talk about that scene later. Don't worry.
That it's not very well known, but that baby is actually Dark Hour's first film cameo, and you can see the resemblance if you look. Who would have known that he would have appeared in a John Woo film so young, and this is where Dark Hour gets his Asian features from. So
Oh yeah,
get into that later and discuss who was the milkman.
there it is. Dark Hour, the pale face.
And we already have, I mean, hot take from Smilex, Lance Nielsen over Bridget Nielsen. So,
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, she's more manly than me, so I think if you want a more masculine character, then go for her for sure.
but we do have one more making his second appearance. He hasn't been on in a while, but and I've noticed my bench press has just not been. I haven't been able to get up the same amount of weight, so I had to bring back Copa Ex Machina.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's juice it up, boys. All right, let's get on that roid cycle, okay? Because I'm extremely hard and very boiled right now.
Baby daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you guys are all gonna do the the Avatar thing, I guess I'll just make my little hard-boiled tequila drink right now.
Oh, hell,
yeah.
you got to slam it on the desk, dude.
Oh, don't worry, I got it.
All right,
I
guys.
could
Don't
get
break it,
Schweppes. I couldn't get Schweppes. I had to go with Seagram's, unfortunately. But let's see if I could do this.
All right, everyone, prepare for Dark Hour's computer to
It
shut
didn't
off
blow
in 2
up.
seconds.
It didn't blow up.
All right, now play the clarinet.
Let's see how this actually tastes.
Yeah, dude. Now you have to really stick your tongue out and play the clarinet.
Yeah, play the
Actually, it
clarinet.
wasn't that
now.
bad. It wasn't that bad. I was expecting it to be way worse.
Yeah, I've never heard of Schweppes and tequila before.
Yeah, well, that was like I said, that was Seagram's because the store didn't have Schweppes, so I had to kind of go with the knockoff brand. But not terrible. Not
First of
terrible at
all,
but
if you're a straight man, you shouldn't be drinking a beverage named Schweppes.
yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna go
'cause
to
of
my
the high
avatar
tea,
now,
man.
so we can
You
actually
gotta-
all be. Aha.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Smilex says the uninspired reviewer Dark Hour stream turds incoming. Yeah, the turds are here.
Yeah,
ladies and
here we
gentlemen.
are.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's
works
good.
really well.
You know what? That could have also been a name, but I like the name that we came up with. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
said uninspired hours with the S like in brackets, but Dark Hour was like, yeah, 2 hoes is better because we can say 2 hoes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to miss that opportunity?
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what, you gotta do that kind of stuff. You gotta have the marketability.
Oh
If-
yeah.
If we go with hilarious anti-righteous dudes in front of that, it will be hard turds. So
Ooh.
even better. There you go. That's just a new name for a stream to think about, maybe.
Thank you, Eraserhead, man. It was a pleasure being on open board. Thank you.
Yeah,
but yeah.
congratulations on that, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you, thank
I
you.
was, I was actually chatting to Drinker about that yesterday and saying what great guys you are. So that was nice.
Oh,
Did
you're
you see
making
the
me blush.
You're making us blush, man. Come on.
Did you see the trailer? Did you see the Rogue Elements trailer yesterday? 'Cause it dropped-
I watched it.
I
Yeah,
did.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Well,
to see.
well, have
what's
you
doing.
seen that he's got the producer of 24 overseeing?
I did see that.
Yeah,
I did.
Just saw that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and that's the same producer that made that really good Kennedy's miniseries, and he directed all the episodes of that miniseries as well. The really
Great
big
back.
budget one that dropped it was about 6 years ago. Yeah, he's
Good to see
I mean,
good to see my £5 is coming to use on the production stakes then.
yeah, man. I mean, I mean, to get a producer on board like that is incredible. Within that kind of time as well, you could be grafting in the industry for 10 years to get a producer.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Well, he went
Um,
over the target that he was intending to get though, so yeah.
I mean,
It's-
it blew past that target. That wasn't
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
That
went
was.
way over the target.
Yeah.
He did better than
Yeah.
he expected.
Yeah,
Don't
it's,
worry. We will do.
Good.
I have a feeling there will be 2 hoes talks about Rogue Elements down the line, but Before-
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm
Well,
hoping Tatiana makes a cameo. I do.
But
be
for
interesting.
now, as much as I'd love to continue talking about Rogue Elements trailer, we got to
Let's
talk
go.
about probably a movie that I would say more than likely inspired Drinker to want to do something like that, and that's Hard Boiled.
Mhm. Yep.
Ah.
Hard boiled. Boiled.
Hard-boiled.
Very hard, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
I think you all know the drill. We're gonna go around the horn here, and we're gonna all talk about our first memory with this movie. So since Northern English Bastard is making his debut, I want him to go first. So what was your earliest memory with this movie?
Oh, earliest memory was 15, catching it on Channel 4 late at night because I used to stay up late a lot, even though I wasn't supposed to. And yeah, I just love the fucking gunfights. I love Tony Leung as the undercover cop who's worried he might be coming just as villainous as the bad guys he's supposed to be tracking down. And it's just exciting and it's insane and bloody and it ignores all laws of logic and it doesn't care. I love it for that.
It's John Woo, unapologetically John Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, plus I was already a fan of Face Off as well, so I thought, yeah, this is solid for me anyway. John Woo.
I always say that this is John Woo. It is John Wooiest.
Yeah, it's John Woo at his finest, you know, because this is the last movie that he made before moving to Hollywood, if I remember correctly. So
and surprisingly, wasn't this the only movie that him and Chow Yun-Fat worked on together?
No, that's incorrect, man.
The last one. Sorry, the last one.
And A Better Tomorrow. Wasn't he in Better?
Yeah, and A Better Tomorrow. Yeah,
Better Tomorrow, and I think
The Killer.
Or maybe it was the last one. Maybe
The Killer.
Maybe it was the
last
one they worked on together.
Woo produced The Killer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean director and actor.
No, he directed The Killer.
So maybe I'm thinking it was the last one that they did. They didn't do anything else.
No, it is. I think it is the last one that they did.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Not the only one. It was the last one.
But The Killer is, go watch The Killer if you haven't. Go watch every.
I was thinking of the Replacement Killers when it said Woo produced it.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's not. He didn't direct that one.
No. But how about you, Lance? What's your earliest memory with this film?
Well, I saw this film when it came out because I'm an old fucker. So
Lance saw all the films that came out when they came out.
It was their opening day.
Lance was like, I was there when Gone with the Wind came out.
Yeah,
I was not there when Gone with the Wind came out.
I was first in line for Birth of a Nation, Lance.
This I was last in line to see that.
Lance, probably.
This came out on video in the UK. I think it was around the end of 1992, and I kind of had an in with someone who worked at a video store that I could get cheap copies of films. So it wasn't long before I owned it. But this film, everybody was talking about it before we saw it. It was like, have you seen this? This is it was labeled as, it was marketed as Asia's answer to Die Hard. That was how they marketed it in the UK. They called it Die Hard on steroids was what was on the poster. And when I watched it, I just was like, because I wasn't familiar with John Woo. I hadn't seen his earlier films. And within a week of seeing this, I tracked down every other film of his that was available, of which I think there were 2 or 3, The Killer being the next one that I saw. And I mean, I was just, at first, I had to watch it twice when I first rented it. It was like, the first time you watch it, you're like, this is over the top, batshit nuts. And that takes you out of it for a while until you realize that actually this is a certain style, and it's John Woo created a genre that was unique to Asian cinema, which is called heroic bloodshed.
Yeah,
and that is a genre within Asian cinema. And this film and The Killer are the 2 films that really started that. And what that means is over the top gunplay with lots of blood and people getting shot. But it's
basically this is like the godfather of what they call gun fu now, like in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean he's heavily influenced by Sam Peckinpah, and he'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And you can
the slow motion blood splats when people get shot.
But,
I was going to mention that like this is so referencing Wild Bunch. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean I like the film even more now than I did then, because then, you know, I was too young to appreciate different genres and kind of what he was going for and everything. The film felt a little bit more in the realm of unreality, whereas something like Die Hard, the whole way through, it's pretty believable. You know, it feels quite grounded. But this one went a bit too far for my teenage self. But when I saw it again as an adult, and now I'm a huge Woo fan. I mean, I love some of his movies that a lot of people don't like Broken Arrow. I think Broken Arrow is an amazing film for me. But I've got a John Woo checklist, which I won't read out now. I'll wait until you've done the rounds with the intros. But there's a checklist I have for John Woo films, and it's quite funny, and I'll read it out in a bit.
All right, we'll get to that in
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah, I'll come
but
back to that.
Let's give Copa his moment to explain his background with the movie.
I mean, Copa's
Yeah.
in the movie, you know. He's
Yeah,
there with his kids
I-
staying in
Oh,
the
There's
hospital.
many.
Copa
Is this
is
the
the
film that encouraged-
testosterone in the movie. So
Yeah, I'm in between. You can't see me, but I'm there. I'm felt.
Is this the film that encouraged you to become a dad? That's what I want to know. The baby.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, like
Is this,
look
it's
at
like,
those
I
babies.
can do that.
We watched that, and I was like, let's have that many babies right now.
Let's fill the maternity ward.
Yeah, let's just fill the maternity ward with copas. That's not a terrifying thought.
Copa Bebañas.
TV series.
That should be
Yeah.
a Facebook picture with your Bane as well. Just you holding your newborn Bane while with a shotgun in the other hand.
With a shotgun and my shells and my full kit on. Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, my first watch of this, like in the States here, I was a freshman in high school, so I was 14. My best friend had all the bootlegs, and it was so hard to get films from Asia over here for the longest time. Like you couldn't find them. And he popped on Hard Boiled one day, and I was just glued to the set of what I was watching. Like I couldn't believe it. And this like fueled my hunger for more Hong Kong action flicks. So I went down the list of what John Woo was up to and what my best friend had. But yeah, especially this scene towards the end, and we'll get to it obviously with the hospital. The one take that lasts 3, 4, 5 minutes is just so incredibly done. It's the gold standard of doing one takes for action sequences. But yeah, it completely floored me. I had him dub me a copy, and I watched it over and over until that tape ran out. And it's one of my favorite action films of all time, hands down.
No, dude, it just deserves the place there because you can see how it's influenced so much of like the modern cinema. Because I mean, you could say that John Wick influenced a lot of the gun fu, but you can clearly tell that this was like heavily influential to John Wick itself. And John Woo himself, is I guess his name got kind of stained after Mission Impossible 2. But
yeah, well, apparently there's a 4-hour cut of MI2 floating out there somewhere. And I don't
whenever there's a movie
that
underwhelms people, there's always a longer cut. It's just
right.
like
it's a Snyder cut
I
of.
love it. I love Mission Impossible 2. I'm sorry, it's my favorite Mission Impossible film.
Stop it.
So, no, I'm completely serious.
Come on.
Likes jousting each other, on the
as a joke.
one day we'll do we'll do
cars dancing.
One day we'll do like a crazy run on all the Mission Impossible movies.
But yeah, someone said it, I think it was Tur that said it. This is John Woo at his John Wooiest, but this is actually. Me. Oh, okay.
No, it was me, Dark Hour. What do you mean, bro?
But Dark Hour, you're absolutely right, and I think this is his peak. When it comes to Hong Kong cinema. And when you watch it again, because I recently watched it, you can tell that he's starting to leave Hong Kong for America, and he's kind of stating that in this film. Mm-hmm. There's a little subtext to this film where he's like, yeah, I'm taking off.
He's going to Antarctica.
I'm going to Antarctica and freeze my ass off. And by Antarctica, I mean the sunny skies of California. And I'm going to
love
Face
the Broken
Off.
Arrow, by the way, in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Broken Arrow, like good campy bad guy in that film. I love it.
That will probably end up on the list at some point.
And then he's like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna dial it up to 10 and do Face Off, where both of them are just over the top, and it's just so fantastic. It's fantastic.
Nick Cage.
Yeah. Like, I think Face Off was maybe the peak of John Woo in the USA. That was
I think so.
Pretty much
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much where it ends.
I would assume that everything in Face Off hits Lance's checklist. It's probably all on her.
I'll go through it in a sec, but yeah, pretty sure.
Well, it's no Mission Impossible 2 for Lance, but
but Uninspired, do you want me to go first with my
go first, man. Go first.
All right. So I remember when I was in high school, I had a friend named Icaro, very distinct name. And me and him loved just Asian action movies. We would just watch all of like we both had collections of the Dragon Dynasty movies, and I remember I think he had the copy of this, and it was like mid 2000s was when I was introduced to it, and I just remember, I kind of like everybody else said, it was like I couldn't stop looking at the screen. I was like, what is going to happen next? Every single scene just like it just ups the ante every time with just more gunplay, more fun like ways to jump off of like terrain, different types of like weird angles to be shot at. It really is a masterclass in how to do gunfights. And I'm glad that I always say that this is probably the most influential gunplay film outside of the United States, because it definitely changed the trajectory of a lot of the ways things were done throughout like the later 90s. But it also has like that influence of, you can see it still has some like 80s to it as well.
Yeah.
So like I always like to say that it's the last great 80s movie, but it came out in 1992. So it's
Dude, you even thought that it came out in the 80s when I first mentioned it.
Yeah. I was like,
you were like, it's probably 89.
Picture's so grainy, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was in like 89, and then it was because it has that feel of like an 80s action film, just without like the burly huge guy. But and then you realize like, oh no, it was just kind of a little bit behind that, and probably because it was Hong Kong, so they were just a little bit behind. But yeah, that was my introduction. I was probably about like 16.
Dude, Hong Kong is beautiful in this movie, man. They really, really make you want to go there. I don't know. I just think the cinematography and everything is good. I mean, so my experience with the movie, I think I watched it for the first time about 5 or 6 years ago properly. I mean, but my dad did have it on VHS, so I probably saw it a few times when I was growing up, because I did remember a couple of scenes, and man, I just like everything that you guys said. I absolutely adore this movie. I think it's great. I do think that it benefits a rewatch, especially for Along's character, Tony Leung's character, Along. I do think that if they added, let's say, 10 or 15 minutes, it could have been an even better movie, story-wise, of course. But simplicity is sometimes key, and it's as simple as you get. It's basically 1 hour of setup for 1 hour of pure action and payoff. That's pretty much it. And yeah.
Was it Lance? Was it you who said it was the answer to Die Hard? Because I could definitely see toward the end of this movie, it was. Yeah,
it was marketed as Die Hard on steroids. That was.
Yeah, there definitely is some like as I was watching it, because now obviously I've seen more films as I've gotten older. I'm sure like a lot of people know about The Departed, but The Departed was a remake of the Infernal Affairs movies, which would come out about a decade after this.
Yep.
And there's a little bit of that too, because that whole like the cop Undercover, so you could see the influence there. It's kind of like a mixture of that and Die Hard, which I was
Terminator 2 as well. Like
there's a little bit of Terminator 2 as well with the hospital sequence. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my 18 John Woo checklist?
All right.
Yes. Go ahead.
So typically in a John Woo movie, these things are usually included. Slow motion two-handed gunplay featuring main character or villain diving and firing. Some kind of bird or dove flying through the gunfire in scene. Minimum shots of people reloading weapons compared to actual expenditure of bullets. Clips which hold 15 to 20 bullets always hold a minimum of 50 bullets. Characters can take multiple gunshot wounds before dying or feeling pain. One of the main characters always smokes, normally the villain. One of the main characters either drives a cool car or a cool bike. Extremely hot, innocent, but intelligent woman caught up in the shenanigans. Slow motion explosion silhouetting person diving to the floor and or walking towards camera, preferably with additional mist and fire and smoke behind them. Older mentor type character to the main protagonist. Big bad boss who always has a bad guy henchman. Bad guy henchman always has cool gun or signature weapon. Shotgun in the film by anyone that does untold amounts of damage. Guns click empty during a protagonist bad guy face-off. There's always a betrayal in the plot. Slow motion cartridge shell ejection sequence. Art, sculpture, or origami symbolism in narrative, referring to underlining plot theme. And main character and or bad guys always do Star Trek dramatic Shatner roll on floor. There you go.
That sounds like cheat codes for making a great movie.
I mean, man, those are just things I do in any given day. So
Yeah.
let alone a John Woo film.
I never
The
reload.
John Woo blueprint.
I never
Yeah,
reload.
when
I will
I
say this.
Reload if you have
I have
unlimited
one gun,
ammo, you know?
one gun, infinite ammo. Thank you.
Yeah. No.
I will say this. So, like, and I'm glad that you hit on this, Lance. That there's gun porn. You know, there's like load up there's firing sequences, people like getting ready. I've never heard of anyone else doing reload porn quite as good. Like the ejection of like cartridges and stuff is Woo does it so well.
Yeah, the reloads are done. They're great. They're photographed great, and the sound design with them as well is really good. You know, the clicks and
I'm sure we'll get to it very soon
Yeah,
because it's not that
enough,
far
I
in.
prefer the original sound because there is a remastered sound that they did. I think 5.1 Dolby, and that one is kind of lackluster in comparison to the original. So man,
we have insider information that Copa never reloads. So
I don't. See,
you mentioned
I'm always loaded.
You know, you mentioned the music in this film earlier. I mean, you Americans wouldn't probably have heard of this show, but the really weird thing about the soundtrack for this film is it was composed by the guy who oversaw the music for the British comedy show The Goodies. Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. And like,
I would never have guessed that.
You'd never put that guy with this film. That is just madness. It's like taking somebody who's done an episode of The Simpsons and saying, would you like to go and score, the next biggest action film in Hollywood? Thanks for doing an episode of The Simpsons.
I guess you could see like the similarities to a sitcom soundtrack because it's mostly just that, and it repeats itself.
Listen,
it works.
But listen here, if any action film has the balls enough to use a steel drum in their soundtrack, it's going to be fucking good. This in Commando, in 48 hours.
That soundtrack is also in Red Heat as well. It's
in Red Heat, yeah.
And Commando, more similar to Red Heat. It's almost an exact replica of the main track in Red Heat if you listen to it.
Which totally says Russian cop to me is a steel drum.
Yeah, Russian cop via the Caribbean. It was an interchangeable flight.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so just before we hop in, we do have a question from Smilex. Did any of the panel play Stranglehold, the John Woo inspired video game?
I actually was just talking about this earlier today with the. So you can still honestly, if you have a working PS3 or anything, a way of playing Xbox 360, whether it be the backwards.
Still have one.
You could
go down CEX and get it for like a couple of quid if it's still.
Honestly, the game is not really that expensive. I was actually I couldn't find my copy. I was looking for it, and I guess I traded it in years ago. I actually ordered it earlier today for $10. So
nice.
Shipping. So.
That game's the official sequel to this film, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But I think we need to get it. I think we do need to start getting it.
I'm getting
a little antsy here.
We got one super chat from Fight the Club for $5. Thank you.
Really?
Good to see Dark Hour enjoy some tequila. Dark Hour, nice.
I always enjoy tequila.
Friends and I used to do tequila slammers before hitting bars and clubs because I'm old and we were corny. Hey,
so I do want to do a little shout out to him. Fight the Club. He's one of my longest supporters. His name was Kevin Kwan. He was actually the one who suggested this movie for the show. So,
nice. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fight the Club.
Thank you.
Top man.
Thank you for the super chat as well. Yeah. So what we're doing for martial arts, even though we're in February, we do count this one as martial arts. Is we're trying to do a different type of martial arts movie for each week. So we got 3 planned. We've got this one. Then we've got well, yeah, which is Gun Fu. We've got Legend of the Drunken Master. Is that it, Dark Hour?
Yeah, which is more of a traditional style
Yeah,
kung fu film.
Yeah, which is traditional. And then we have my personal favorite and my pick, which is Kung Fu Hustle to finish the month.
Hell yeah. That's
So-
a good one.
Which is
That's
more,
a
which
good
is
one.
more
Yeah.
of like the comedic style. And we also have the Matrix. Don't forget that, which is
Oh
the
yes, we do
American
have the
take
Matrix
on
as
this.
well for American Gun Fu. So yeah,
Well, American
it's gonna
Gun
be-
Fu and Kung Fu. So
and
it's-
Kung Fu. Yeah, so it's gonna be cool martial arts, but it's a John Woo film, ladies and gentlemen. It is hard boiled, and it is Two Host number 17. Let's get into it, man. I just love the title cards already. They're so good.
Dude, this opening title sequence, which is only about 30 seconds long, is one of the coolest opening sequences to an action film.
It's also
Hands
the
down.
smoothest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
smooth.
It is the smooth jazz.
There he is at the jazz club.
Chow Yun-Fat. What? And plus, his name is Tequila in this movie, right? Do they ever give him a second name? It's just Tequila. That's it.
No, he's like the man with no name
That's
of
all
Hong
he
Kong.
needs.
I think he does
Mhm.
actually have a name, but I always refer to him as
Oh,
Tequila.
Inspector Ewan. Is that it? I think that's it. Let's see.
Not as cool as tequila. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
just
Tequila, that's it, man.
Inspector Tequila.
It's Tequila Ewan Hoyan. That's I don't think they ever say Hoyan though. I guess that must just be from the the actual script.
You
or
see
something.
now, I understand why he just said Tequila. Tequila is just simple. Everyone knows Tequila. That was it. And
Plus,
yeah,
it's
so
such a
yeah. Go ahead.
It's such a relaxing beginning as well. It's like it's keeping you nice and settled before it gets straight into the blood and the bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that does start relatively fast because it just
know.
catches you up to speed. It gives you the short newspaper exposition where it's just like, yes, there are guns being smuggled inside Hong Kong,
You can
and
read
then, well, I mean subtitles.
that? Wow.
Yeah, is it me or is newspapers always the best way to get a lot of backstory
100%.
out onto the screen?
100%.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah.
Or
It is,
magazines, anything
Yeah.
that could be
Give me
done-
that.
Can
Yeah.
kind of do like
Don't
a
give me characters
slideshow.
spelling out everything out for me.
Yeah, 'cause,
I even in my modern movies, I still want a paper boy screaming out, "Extra, extra! Read all about it," and then gives you like some backstory.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we did the two hosts for Shaun of the Dead, we spent like what 5 minutes just reading what was on the newspaper because there was actual proper information about the virus and all of that stuff. So that
Yeah,
it's
you will
good
miss a lot of
exposition.
information unless you are really listening, 'cause, especially in that film.
And yeah, so we finally get to the weirdest tea parlor I've ever seen.
Dude, I was thinking about this watching it. I was like, these people are getting bird shit in their tea.
Yeah, I wish we had somebody like in the chat that had a familiarity with Hong Kong because I'm really curious what the hell this is about.
Yeah,
I've never
Extra flavoring, man.
This is just John Woo being like, I'm John Wooing the scene and I'm putting
Yeah.
birds in it.
He's like,
I
I
need
like
my-
birds, I like tea. I'm gonna put those two together.
Yeah, John Woo's like, I got a fever, and the only solution is more birds.
Prescription, but close enough.
It's true. I really do wonder.
so-
Like,
yeah,
if-
It sounded
it's been a
just
while
like
since I
John
watched
Woo.
it, but yeah.
Yeah, as as everybody knows, John Woo sounds exactly like Christopher Walken.
Listen, he is the Hong Kong Christopher Walken, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. You know?
They should have got Chris Walken to dub his voice in the English version. That would have been amazing.
Oh yeah. I can just imagine it now.
I'm just waiting for someone to do a line when we get into the film.
And,
You know,
and-
actually, Waylon has a good point. I didn't think of this. Bird's nest soup. Didn't think of that.
oh god.
But don't you just go steal a bird's nest from like a tree to do that? Isn't that like a
I guess it would be cheaper, you know.
yeah? You just let them build
Let
the
them
bird's
build
nest
it
in the
themselves.
restaurant.
In the restaurant, yeah. But so we do get a proper introduction to his partner who's on the right side of the screen over there. And so this is one thing that I do think the film lacks is the amount of time we spend with him and his partner before what happens. Because I do think that if they had fleshed that out just a bit more, there would have been I would have been a bit more compelled to see his revenge, Tequila's revenge. Because during the film, I'm more of the side of Along just because there's so much more substance concerning his character. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah, I
get to know
agree.
the partner really. He's almost an arbitrary character, I thought he was going to survive when he'd only been shot 19 times, but when he got shot 49 times, then I knew he was a goner. But yeah, it's he does die quite a horrendous death. Yeah, we knew maybe he could have been there in the bar at the beginning when.
Well, he was in the bar. He was the drum player.
But there wasn't really any dialogue between them, though, was there?
Wait, he was the drum player. I never even caught that, and I've seen this movie like 50 times.
Yeah, they do it
mixed up with the other cop, the undercover one. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's why he's out for revenge. They broke up the band.
Yeah, and plus he wanted to be a band, like he wanted to be in a band instead of being a cop. So that's his dreams completely shattered right there.
It's really easy to miss that he's there, but they do show it later when he kind of goes back to the jazz club.
Flashback.
It's very quick. It's only a few frames, but they superimpose him back over on the drums and then remove him again.
Yeah, I think they should have had a little, only 4 lines of dialogue would have been enough. But
yeah, to me, that's what I mean. I think you can add 10 minutes to the movie and you can flesh out him and his partner a bit more, and also the relationship that he has with Teresa Chang as well. Just, sort of round it out the same way they do with Holly and John McClane in Die Hard. That sort of energy.
Yeah, that one scene of exposition between their backstory. But in John Woo's defense, this scene was shot before anything was ever written. So
wow.
Yeah,
they were all having lunch, and then everyone just got into a gunfight, and they were like, "Oh, John Woo's over in the corner. Okay, we get it now."
Wait, is John Woo setting up a camera over here? Shit's going to go down, dude. Like, we need to get out of here.
Also, is John Woo the bartender right now? Oh, god damn it.
God.
John Woo, Angel of Death, get out.
I love the concept of John Woo just randomly showing up at locations and gunfights showing up, like
following him wherever he goes.
That would be it.
It's
And like
probably
Michael
banned from a lot of places now because of it.
Yeah, dude, I'm serious. And like Michael Bay would just arrive somewhere, an explosion is bound to happen out of nowhere. It's the same thing. Oh god. And so
the insurance company is not going to like this.
Was that Arnold Schwarzenegger then? What happened there?
Oh, it's my West Robbie Coltrane in well, there's not enough accent there.
That was still Chris Walken, wasn't
it? I'm just doing random shit, to be honest.
Arnold Walken, yeah.
Arnold Walken.
So the reason why they're in the T-Bird shop, that's what I'll call it. Yeah, the T-Bird shop. It's because there's a gun smuggling, as we saw on the papers before, and these are the smugglers, and they're smuggling them underneath the bird cages. And it's not just normal rounds; it's Teflon armor-piercing bullets to go against Hong Kong police, which, as we saw in the newspaper before, it's kind of become an epidemic.
They're also bird shit proof as well, which is very cool.
Bird shit proof, and there they are. Of course,
John Woo films,
so dual guns, man, akimbo style.
Guns akimbo, dude. Mm-hmm. John Woo was the one who popularized that. You never really saw that before.
Oh,
because it's not like it's. A lot of times with movies, they at least try to maintain some semblance of realism with their guns, and it's very hard to maintain two handguns independently and fire them both. So,
look at the amount of destruction that John Woo just the amount of environmental destruction that there is in this movie is absolutely crazy. And when you're going frame by frame, especially doing the slides, you can see the blood squid packs explode. I actually do have a slide of one of them where you can properly see the sparks coming out of the body. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and of course, nothing's safe in a John Woo film. Things are going to explode all over the place.
And this is a Hong Kong cinema before, I guess, stuntmen had. And you're right.
I was about to say that. They were just. I'm fairly certain. I'm fairly certain that most of the 90s and 80s Hong Kong movies, people were watching snuff films, and people were actually dying, and no one. They were like, it was 1.3 billion of us. Who really cares if a couple of us go?
Because back then it was basically just all right. So who wants to get paid a lot more than your other stuntmen? So do this stunt. That was it.
I mean, there was the one child policy, so they're probably all like the younger brother.
Yeah, true. And so at this point, Tequila is there with his sidekick, And of course, what they're doing is breaking up the operation. And well, it's a John Woo movie, so shit goes south as quick as you could say John Woo.
Yeah.
Birds are pets, serious pets. They will eat cats and dogs, but their birds are like family members. Yep. I think it was crows. Crows actually have a hereditary hate. It's very, very interesting. Like their children will hate you if you attacked their parents, and their children's children like can recognize you. It's very fascinating, man. Birds hold grudges, and it's John Woo, so let's watch some shit explode. Fuck yeah.
Hell
Yeah, that's like 4 things ticked off my list in that clip alone.
Yeah.
Has Tequila reloaded yet from RRT and Z for $2 New Zealand?
I think he has actually, because he picked up the both of the guns, so he probably has. Thank you, RRTNZ, man. Hope you're doing good. Have a great Saturday, man. I know it's early at your place.
Yeah, he's in New Zealand, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Love that guy.
And yeah, so the dude that you saw, he was the partner that got assaulted by the amount of bullets, and yeah, he got hit. Which of course is kind of weird because you'd assume that it's an action movie, so not a lot of your heroes are gonna get hit. These people can dodge, like all of their luck is used in every single one of these gunfights. It's crazy.
Yeah. Logic's for pussies.
They do. I mean, there are times where they get hit, but it's usually grazing shots. So it's
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can take a shotgun to the back and still,
that scene to this
be
day
alright.
makes no sense to me.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound. Wayland Basifas for $1.99. Are you gonna watch Face Off? Honestly, I think we'll probably do it.
Yeah, I think Face Off would be good. I'm not. I mean, we're scheduled out for movies until the end of this year.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll probably
I'm
do it,
slowly gonna as months tick down, I'm slowly filling in next year as well. Like every time a month goes, I'm always trying to stay one year ahead. That way, we know what we're doing.
We'll do it for next year's martial arts, and that'll be good. But thank you again for the super chat, man. And so yeah, so he gets hit, and of course, as I said before, the environmental destruction is absolutely off the chain. Now, this actor, I do recognize him, even though he is in the movie just for a short time. For any of you guys who've seen The Wailing, the 2016 Korean horror movie, which I do wholeheartedly recommend, he is the dude. He is the old man in the village. That's what I'll say for no spoilers.
Yeah, I remember him.
Young. Yeah.
Is he in Kill Bill as well? The guy who gets his head chopped off by Lucy Liu for calling her a fucking Japanese Chinese whore.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh yeah, I think it is him.
Oh, wow.
That was him.
It is him. Yep.
Very good.
There we go. Princess Fiona. Teflon-coated bullets alone are not enough to penetrate body armor. They go through doors better. You need steel core or penetrator tips to go through ballistic armor.
Can we get video evidence, Princess Fiona, of you?
She shot plenty of people.
And, please show us. Send us the video so we can see you taking the impact.
There's plenty of videos on YouTube of her shooting people.
It's
yeah. See, it doesn't work.
Thank you, Fiona.
Brilliant. Love Fiona.
So man, and so yeah, so I mean, of course, it's a gunfight, and he's there sliding down the railing, akimbo style. And you can see the blood packs going off, the squib.
Oh, that is a great
screenshot,
Tar. That is an amazing screenshot. You got like the small explosion from the squib. That's fantastic.
Dude, you can see
I would laugh if you had this on double speed as well and still managed to catch it.
I actually did have this on 1.7 times speed, actually. Dude, I'm telling you.
This is why he does all of our slides, because he's just freaking good.
Yeah, dude, my eyes are like, they catch stuff very, very easily, because I go through this frame by frame most of the time, so it's good. And I mean, yeah, akimbo style, just going down the railing, because basically these are the smugglers that are running away, but they're just shooting everyone so that they can run away, sadly.
What's interesting about John Woo is that during these action sequences, they're not fully planned out, and they'll they'll improvise on the spot, and this was actually him sliding down in the previous frame. Yeah, him sliding down was actually Chow Yun-Fat's idea, and they ran with it.
Wow,
Dude.
that's cool, man.
Thank you, Chow Yun-Fat, man. You gave us a cool scene. Drew Gordon says, Fat does the stare thing in A Better Tomorrow 2. When was A Better Tomorrow 2? Was it before or after this?
Before this.
No, that
It was
before, right?
this,
Yeah.
Oh, but there's also a remake of it as well. There's also a Better Tomorrow remake, which is also directed by John Woo, which I just watched.
It's funny because a lot of times, like the sequels to movies from Hong Kong will get marketed in the United States here as the first movie in the series for some weird reason. They do it all the time.
Yes. It's really, really weird, and it makes it very hard even today when you're trying to catch like a original version of the movie. For me, it's so difficult. The Iceman's here. Bonne soirée, chat. T-Ward, Dark Hour, Smilex, Jama, Jana, Drew, Princess, Waylon, Melvin, and Steve, and of course everyone else that Iceman didn't mention. Thank you, Iceman.
I thought you were about to break out into a musical number there, man. The way you ran off those names.
Yeah, I should have sang it like
Raimi.
Rain, you know, like Moses supposes his toes.
Yeah, uninspired. I'll put my camera on for a second. There's the Blu-ray of the.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So, yeah, I picked that up the other day. I haven't actually watched it yet.
Yeah, it's written in French. Le remake brutal du syndicat de crime. Yeah, nice.
Mate, you're spoiling it now. It might be your Christmas present. As we'll turn the camera on.
Lance is going to literally run it down. He's just going to be like, I'm going to run right across the English Channel with this.
I've watched Better Tomorrow 2 and the original Better Tomorrow, but I haven't seen the remake.
Isn't there a 3?
Different actors.
What?
Probably.
There's a Better Tomorrow 3, but it's not by John Woo, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. Oh, it's Princess Fiona with another gun banger. Those guns are Norinco Type 54, a Chinese Tokarev copy. 8 rounds and 1 in the chamber max.
No, Chow Yun-Fat's holds 3,000.
No, you don't understand. Every one of they have the infinite ammo code loaded up at all times.
Levi explained this earlier when I did my checklist.
They have like proximity problems. Once you approach your enemy, that's when you're out of ammo automatically.
Yeah, I think that what was it? Lance was counting the amount of bodies that dropped in this.
Yeah.
You should have been counting the amount of times they actually reload. It would have been a lot easier.
Oh, I think there's about 10 shots of people reloading roughly in the film, something like that. Not that many. The body
Sounds
count
like the safest drinking
cafe.
game.
Sorry, go ahead, Norman.
Yeah, sounds like the safest drinking game. Just stick to the reloads, not the body count or the bullets. You'll be fine.
You'd be dead. You'd be dead if you. This movie actually has the 8th most kills, like confirmed kills in the history of cinema. So
there's my point.
There's 26. There's 26 kills in this opening birdcage cafe sequence. 26.
Damn. And well, they have at this. Oh, go ahead, Northern.
He somehow makes the slaughter look elegant as well. It's like watching a ballet of blood and bullets with every bloody shot.
The good use of slow motion, I think. Snyder could learn a thing or two. It's the slow motion is there to emphasize the intensity of the action, especially considering that they use actual, blood squibs. They're using proper blanks, I guess, and it's just showing that raw intensity in slow motion that makes you appreciate it even more. And it's just today it's not the same because muzzle flashes are all added in post-production. Explosions as well. They don't really do those on set anymore. Those are all post-production. Even glass, for example, most of it is CGI. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the John Wick 3 scene, where they go in the armory and they're breaking all the glass. All the glass in that scene is CGI. And I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
That takes you out of it, really, doesn't it? Especially when you watch all the hard work they did into Hardboiled, because they're taking bloody risks with all these pyrotechnics and little explosives going on, even if they are a little bit less lethal than usual.
Yeah,
I mean, man, no rights back then for the stuntmen. That was it.
They lived.
They probably do. They probably have less safety regulations than Hollywood does, because, like you said, there was never a proper planning, so who knows? That probably was probably hoping, okay, if I get hit, it's my ass anyway.
Yep.
Well, the safety the safety regs changed with Brandon Lee's unfortunate accident on
on the Crow. But if you watch
after that, you could here in the States, like especially in Hollywood, if it's in the union, you cannot point a weapon that is even loaded with blanks at like a principal actor. You have to always like cheat it away and make it look like they're pointing at them. Like you can't even do that anymore. What's going on, Alec Baldwin? What happened?
Who wants to take a stab at this comment? Because I don't want to do it.
See, there we go.
Alec Baldwin.
I was going to say, if you watch the end reels of any Jackie Chan film, you can just see how much the stuntmen enjoy and are committed to their work on that.
Right, they loved it.
Yeah.
They love getting blown up, shot at, thrown through windows, dropping 20 floors.
For it, you know, so it's just.
And a lot of the actors in still do their own stunts too when it comes to the Hong Kong movies, because back then, I mean, they didn't have the budgets, and a lot of them weren't big stars yet. So
yeah, that's true. They could take the risks. Now you can. There's so much.
And Jackie Chan literally did like for almost all of like the police story movies. He did all of those stunts for the most part himself, to the point where the insurance companies were starting to tell him like, "Hey, probably should stop doing this because you're gonna hurt your like self and your brand if you like."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Tom Cruise. He can't get an insurance company to back him.
Well, so what he just did was he just started his own production company.
Yeah, he started producing all of the movies that he's in, so he can do it. And so in the movie, right at this point, the dude that got his head chopped off in Kill Bill has run away, and the partner is up there, but sadly he does get shot because Chow Yun-Fat's character slides in, gets shot at, but this dude just walks in, of course, for some reason instead of staying back. I don't know, man. To me, it just seems a bit stupid.
Yeah.
He should have slid on the floor.
Right. What's wrong with you? Barrel roll on the floor, dude. And pick up a gun.
Yeah, stop, drop, and roll.
Bullets can't hit you if you barrel roll. They have an aversion to barrel rolls for some reason.
He didn't do the Shatner roll, so he got 49 bullets. That's it. He's out of here.
And so sadly he passed on, and of course this is where Tequila wants to take his revenge on the one that killed his partner. So I do have a clip of that.
Always maintain your toothpick during gunfire.
Yeah, you spit on him.
That was cool.
Yeah, totally.
He's got that toothpick the whole way through that gunfight. I just like, without flinching, it's there the whole time. Great.
Well, dental hygiene is very important.
Of course.
During gunplay while covered in flour, I feel it's essential.
Yeah.
Oh, and in this scene, Lance, you can cross it off. There was a chicken that flew across in the clip.
Yeah, there's another one in the pot as well. So
there it is. And so, of course, at this point, we sort of understand that Tequila is, I guess, considered a bit of a rogue cop because he doesn't really obey his superintendent, which is the man that you can see standing up there. And because he conducted this raid basically on his own without informing him. And at this point, they've lost all the evidence that they needed to properly build a case against the gun smugglers. Sorry.
Do you know how many
really
birds
hard,
you
it's
killed?
It's really hard to interrogate a guy when he's dead. So.
Yes. And of course, we have the funeral of his partner, sadly. And this is the scene that Dark Hour was mentioning before, where you see I guess a bit of the flashback of him on the drums. So if you had missed at the beginning where he was the jazz drummer, you do get the flashback there. And of course, in this scene is where we see John Woo. He is the bartender. Yeah. So I mean, I do think that the film is just, what a great way to start your movie. This is what, the first 20 minutes, not even 15 minutes. It's just a way to set the tone properly.
And in a Western film, that level of action would have been saved for the final reel.
For the final fight. Yep.
You get it in the first 15 minutes here. You're like, this is just starting,
And that's what I'm talking about too, is when I first sat down and watched it with my friend, it was like you're watching that first action sequence, and you're going, where does it go from here? That's like the peak, right? Like after that, it's just all downhill. No, like each action sequence after this tops that first one.
Yeah. Cool car, tick. There you go.
Apparently, the sign in the background is giving prices for various. I'm not sure if it was the scene she was talking about. That one.
This one.
Oh, that one?
Probably.
Okay.
Really?
How much?
Wait,
how much?
So what's through the green door? Wasn't there a film called?
Oh, there you go.
Behind the
nice
green
catch.
door.
Behind the green door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, dude. I
Yes,
hope
like,
it
nothing
wasn't
gets by
affected
me.
by inflation.
When are you guys going to cover Behind the Green Door?
Yeah, man, you've definitely got
Next
to do
year.
that. You need to do that and Mandingo as a double bill.
Dark Hour, you heard it here first from Lance, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm not gonna make any judgments on anybody. Don't worry.
You're doing that, Jesus. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
So we finally meet our other protagonist, Along. That is how you pronounce his name, right? Along. Because me on my subtitle, it was AH-Long.
For the American release, it's just Alan.
Yeah, it's
What?
Alan.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Alan.
They usually regionalize like at least the main characters. That way it's a little bit easier for local audiences. I know that and sometimes, a lot of times, they'll actually just use the actors' names. Like Jackie Chan and a lot of his early stuff, they would just call him Jackie. So it was just like,
so simple. That was it.
Yeah.
Is it some kind of like mistranslation thing? Like they can't always get it right for the dubbed version, or what? Something like that.
I really think it's just for
Accessibility.
People to have an easier time with it.
Simplicity of
simplification.
marketing translates better for a Western audience. Simple as that.
And so we finally meet Along, and at this point in the movie, you just think that he's a contract killer, and a cool one at that as well, because man, he really is cool. And of course, he kills this guy called Jimmy, which of course we learn betrayed Mr. Mr. Hoy.
Mr. Hoy.
Yeah. Uncle Hoy. Uncle Hoy.
Uncle Ho
Uncle Hoy.
is how I kept reading. I was like, they keep calling him Uncle Ho.
And so so Uncle Ho is basically the godfather that Along works for currently, and so he kills this man with a silencer and a gun in a book, which is great, man.
Very Joe 90 there.
Yeah. I think, have they recycled this in other movies, like this specific type of kill?
I think they like kind of hinted at recycling in John Wick, and then he just actually used the book.
Yeah, use the book. Just kill the huge dude. Yeah. And of course, Tequila is on the case, ladies and gentlemen, eating his sandwich at the same time. But yeah, he's a great detective. So he does manage to find the book that Along used with the gun inside.
You get like a shot of a hot librarian. She witnesses the murder, right?
Yeah.
And I thought they were like setting her up to be a main character, but and she was going to be a witness they were going to have to protect and all this, but we don't really see her again, I don't think.
And Drew Gordon, you're right. Tony Leung, it is Shang-Chi's dad. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, that was one thing. So like I was saying to you backstage, sometimes I have trouble with some of the actors in these because like I don't know them from a lot of things, and that's usually my way of identifying people. And for him, the most recent thing I had seen with him, and it was Shang-Chi, and I was trying the whole time. I'm like, what do I know him from? What do I know him from? And I can't. And
he is older, you know.
Yeah, and then I like it clicked about like maybe 20 minutes into the movie, or like 20 minutes after his introduction. I was like, oh yeah, now I know. That's what I've seen him in.
Chungking Express is another big film of his that did well.
Yeah, huge film.
I think he's in Hero as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's one of the main people in Hero. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but that is a good one.
That's a great film, man.
It's a fantastic movie.
He is to me. He is the best character in this. He's the one that has all the complexity, the layers. He's killing innocent people, and it's really getting to him as well. But he still has to stay focused on his job. Which we found out later that he's an undercover cop.
Yeah, that's why I feel like in comparison, Tequila is just, it's there. He has the motivation and everything, but it's not as compelling as watching Along. That's the issue that I have, which I think, as I said at the beginning, can be fixed just with just 10 minutes of extra scenes with him and his partner at the beginning.
Yeah, but Chow Yun-Fat's kind of just like the cool character, isn't he? Well,
he's cool.
So yeah, well, Alon is like the more grounded one.
Yeah, that's true. And so at this point they're back at the police station, and Chow Yun-Fat, of course, what he doesn't have a place to stay, but he needs a house for his to get a girlfriend, but he's single, so he can't touch I guess Hong Kong living. So he's in a rough place right now, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those jokes that kind of falls flat on like audiences elsewhere, because it probably makes more sense there.
Yeah, probably, especially at the time. I don't know how it is as of late in Hong Kong, of course, but
maybe it's like their social credit system or something. You're unmarried, you get less credit.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it's like, and so we finally meet Teresa Chang, ladies and gentlemen. There she is, played by Teresa Mo. So
well, there's an example right there.
Yeah, I really like her character. What do you guys think about her character, even though she's not in the movie as prominently as the others?
Yeah, she's all right. I mean, she's kind of a bit arbitrary, really. It's like, she's just sort of, we're going to have a female. I like the fact that she gets to shoot somebody later, but we'll get to that.
Iceman would give it a 1. Would everybody else give it a 1?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%, man. Dude, listen, Asian women are my weakness. That's it.
Honestly, Tar, I'm pretty certain just women at this point are your weakness. Every time we do one of these, you're just like, look at this woman, look at that one.
Dude, I told you I canceled a date like with an Asian woman, bro, to go on open bar, man. It hurts my heart, dude.
Oh, dude, you got your priorities wrong there, man. Never cancel.
Bros before hoes, man. Bros before hoes.
Yeah.
And so what we do learn in this scene is the fact that she keeps getting delivered flowers, white roses in particular, with notes attached to them, and the notes are a song which the how would you say this, the melody forms a code which she gives to the superintendent, and the code is the way that wait, give me a sec.
Oh, okay. Uninspired is having a baby.
Uninspired like dying.
I just get back and he's throwing up on stream.
What it is he's been poisoned by his date that he stood up, and it's now sticking in.
Yeah.
So all the grudge those Asians, don't they?
And so what it does is it gives them it gives the superintendent a code, and that's the way that he communicates with his mole, which of course we will learn later on is Along. So what we do get is the sort of dynamic that Tequila and the superintendent have, which I do find really, really interesting, but not particularly in this scene. In the next scene that they have together, I do think that really, really gives them time to shine. But you can tell that they do respect each other, even though they're not okay with each other's way of work, which, I think it's all right. Sometimes you just need a hard-boiled cop to do shit.
It's a bit of a recycled generic idea, but it's done well.
It's another John Woo tick.
Yeah.
Older character.
And you can tell they're taking inspiration from Dirty Harry. That Tequila is like the Hong Kong Dirty Harry. And he's not even going to take shit from his boss.
And his boss, that's why he's a good detective too,
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, he used the pick as an alternative to the cigar, I'm guessing, as well. Because it still looks pretty cool when he chews on it while capping folks.
That's true. So we do also learn that him and Teresa have this. I don't know if at this point in the movie they're dating, because they're very unclear about this.
I think
they're on the outs.
Will they, won't they?
They were. That was the thing, and they
because she gives him his underwear. She's like, "I have your things, your underwear," and throws his underwear at him. And he's like,
but I mean, Uninspired's got a huge collection of female underwear, but it doesn't mean he's dating.
Right.
How
dare you accuse me of wearing underwear?
No, I was talking about Uninspired's collection of female underwear. These got
Uninspired.
Oh, not you.
He has a whole room devoted to ladies' underwear.
Yeah, he's got a lot of trophies, but it doesn't mean he's dating. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I know French. Ooh.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's all you need basically. Is just say
pretty much.
Going off on some strange tangents now. Let's re-steer the shit quickly.
Yeah, and so we finally see Mr. Hoy, and there he
Yeah.
is with the entire gang, ladies and gentlemen. And
Yeah.
you know, I really, really do love the way that they play on, I guess, the stereotypical what the audience knows about, I guess, mafia bosses. You know, most of the time, everyone's reflection of a mafia boss that they see today is Jackie Chan does his own. Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
putting
yeah,
up random stuff so that is kind of relevant.
and so like mafia bosses today, we always have the perception of the Godfather. So it's someone sitting down in the chair, not really like smiling that much at all. You know what I mean? They kind of see Marlon Brando basically, and the fact that you see Mr. Hoy just smiling, being like really familiar with all of his people around him, it just strengthens that bond that they have, which eventually
Yeah.
becomes a betrayal. I really like this scene. What do you guys think?
I think they should all be wearing red Star Trek shirts, like the security team, because we just know these guys are all going soon.
So
yeah.
I was actually kind of what Iceman's saying here, the whatever the captain, or I don't know what his rank is, but I had a lot of trouble placing him as well. And then I came to the realization he kind of looked a little bit like the pro wrestler Antonio Inoki. And that's kind of what I was confusing him with. But I looked through his like filmography and couldn't really place him in anything.
Mm. I mean, a lot of these guys, I think they're just like very, very known in maybe Hong Kong cinema, but haven't branched out at all.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys that, like, obviously Chow Yun-Fat and Tony Leung have branched out, but there's always it's weird because there's always like that wall that once you break through it, it's sometimes people just don't come back to the other side of it with Hong Kong cinema. Some
That's
people
true.
like would jump back and forth like crazy. So that's what is it?
If you're talking about the captain, you've probably seen him in Bloodsport, or you might have seen him in what's that other thing he did?
Yeah, the captain is
Police
played
Story,
by Philip
Police
Chan.
Story 3, Philip
Yeah,
Chan. He's done a
Super
few
Cop.
films that made it to the West, you know.
Yeah, and of course, we also meet what's this guy's name again? Little Co.
Yeah,
Yeah, Little Co.
Short for something else, probably.
And so Little Co works for Johnny. Johnny is the other rival mafia boss, who is also the gun smuggler that basically had the T-Bird Party massacre. That's what I'm gonna call it, T-Bird Party massacre. That's pretty good. Now, of course, he's enticing Along to go try and see Johnny, and there he is. Johnny's like the least Chinese-looking dude I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's times where I had to double check whether or not he was actually Chinese.
So that was a deliberate casting decision. They got basically the least Asian actor they could find to play, so that the main villain seems to be a Westerner in the film.
Yeah, because he does look like a Westerner. He looks like a Westerner who just moved to Hong Kong, basically like started his business and became a drug. Even the name, you know, Johnny.
Yeah,
he's
and
probably
Anthony Wong is who plays him.
I'll look it up. He's probably a mixed race. That's probably what it is.
Well, yeah, okay.
Probably.
I mean, I don't like the fact is the exact opposite from Uncle Hoy. Uncle Hoy was like old school, trying to have this code amongst his criminal activities, but he is a ruthless bastard. He will kill anyone, innocent or otherwise, that's in his way.
Yeah,
he don't care, and I love it.
It's that like stereotypical young mafia boss that wants to try and take over the old ways. You know, the old ways are different. Yeah. It's what is it? The future is now, old man. That's basically what it is.
The old ways are stupid. The new ways are awesome.
Yeah. It's been recycled over and over again, but it still works, you know, in this one.
This actor never stops working as well. He's got like a gazillion credits, and he's doing like sort of 7-8 films a year. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Look at it. Just look at his.
He is half English.
Ah, there you go.
His father was Frederick William Perry.
Oh my God, the worst.
So he is actually he is only half Chinese. That's probably why he has a Western look to him.
Yeah, and so basically he meets up with Along, and he's trying to convince Along to come and work for him and basically betray Mr. Hoy, because he knows that Mr. Hoy's time is past, and he's almost got the monopoly on the gun smuggling business in Hong Kong. And of course, once they go outside, there's these newspapers about the Bird Tea Party massacre, which was put up, of course, by Tequila himself. Which, I mean, man, the balls on this dude, man.
Yeah, no, he's got his whole gang around him as well. He could easily get killed, but here he is. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take you down, you dick.
Yep.
Actually, I'm just looking at it right now. His name's not even his actual birth name is Anthony Perry.
Oh, not even Anthony
Yeah,
Wong.
yeah.
Wow.
Wong is his mother's maiden name, which he uses as his stage name.
Oh, all right.
Damn, you're all over that shit, man. You got your
Pretty good.
private investigators there.
I also have his address here, his social
Yeah.
security number. I got it all.
And of course, at this point, he just warns him that he wants to take him down. Chinese kept actually, you know what?
That's spot on, actually.
That's really, really good.
I hope he hasn't had the same court troubles.
Well, he's still working in the business, so hey, maybe, you know. So yeah, of course, Tequila basically just warns him that he's gonna get rid of him no matter what, whether it be just, you know, killing him on the spot, but he does want to do it the legal way, of course. And he gets taken down by Along, which, of course, on first watch, you would think that Along is just protecting his new boss or trying to show him a bit of loyalty. But on second watch, you really understand that, yeah, he's a cop, so he's trying to defend, you know, another cop, and he even stops Johnny from shooting Tequila, which, you know, yeah, it's just again a lot of layers which are pretty cool whenever you're rewatching this for Along's character. Then
Yeah,
of course,
I find Tony Leung's Leung.
I think it's Leung.
Leung.
I believe.
I'm just gonna call him Tony Leung. Hey, Tony Leung.
Hey,
Tony Leung. Tony Leung, he's I think he nails his performance so well that he almost outshines Chow Yun-Fat in his own movie.
Oh, I
Because
think he outshines Chow Yun-Fat.
Yeah, his character has so much depth to this film. Unlike Tequila, who's just, you know, he's
Tequila.
He's Tequila. He's kind of a flat character, while Tony Leung's character, Alan, here in the States, Alan has to wrestle with the fact that he is a cop and a triad at the same time. He's killing scores of people, just executing them left and right, so the triad can win. And all he wants to do, he's a man who's seeking peace, and I find his character very fascinating and filled with depth, and in a movie where you wouldn't think you would find something like that at.
And he even has the subtlety in his acting as well. You know, you can really just tell just from the looks that he gives and everything. And that's what I said. Like on rewatch, it really just puts everything into perspective. And man, it's so good. That's why I said, like, I really do feel like Chow Yun-Fat's character is sort of the weakest point. But they could have fixed that quickly. But maybe, as you said before, they probably didn't have a proper script defined or anything like that. Maybe for his character, they just wanted cool sequences.
Yeah, from what I've gathered over the years is that this script was written on the fly. This wasn't something that was slapped on a desk and saying, "I want to make this." Like I said, they shot the first scene, the first action sequence, before they even had a full complete script.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of incredible that
in the bird stuff into the plots.
Yeah.
Fat's character was inspired by Dirty Harry, you know, Clint Eastwood's performance. That's what John Woo said. So he was leaning into that. And this is the first movie he does that's predominantly told from the perspective of the police, where the main characters are concerned. Whereas all the other stuff, it was always gangsters and gangsters within gangsters and criminals within criminals. And yeah, so this he wanted to do something predominantly from the police's point of view, and that's why the two main characters turn out to both be policemen.
And of course, Little Co that we saw earlier that works for Johnny is basically a police informant as well. He's doing it because I guess he has a sick mother that he wants to put in hospital, that the police is taking care of her. And we also learn in this scene that there's going to be a raid being conducted by Johnny on Mr. Hoy's facilities, you know, his drug making emporium. That's what I like to call it. And yeah, this is the other scene where, of course, you just get them clashing, and of course, Tequila, he wants to go and assault the raid, which if I remember correctly, he does that single-handedly, right? There weren't any
Yeah,
other
no,
officers with
Yeah,
him.
no,
They-
he's by himself.
They cancel the raid on him,
Jesus.
and then he's like, "I'm fucking doing it anyways. Fuck you."
Yeah.
So, it's so cool.
It's one of the most badass scenes you'll ever see in terms of just someone wanting to like essentially solo it along the way.
Yeah, I mean the best
Oh, yeah.
solo weapon is a shotgun. That's what he uses basically the entire movie, and he looks good doing it, man. So he's just fighting with the superintendent because he is against the raid while Tequila is trying to get the raid pushed, and he even goes as far as to tell SWAT that they should be there on orders of the boss without telling the boss, of course. So the superintendent tries to get him off the case and just pursue, a different, very very like unrelated one. And I just love the way that everyone always gathers around and sees them because they know they're dynamic. It just works so well. And of course, we are the night of the raid, ladies and gentlemen. I saw some super chats.
Yes, I was actually about to say we should probably grab some of these super chats.
Yeah. So, Darkar, you want to do this one?
Sure. Super number 2 for me. Mentioning of Dragon Dynasty. Some discs had iffy subs, but they and HK Legends, I guess that was another
Hong
one
Kong.
of the Hong Kong Legends in UK, gave these cult classics the treatment they deserved. And that's the truth. I actually have quite a few of the Dragon Dynasty movies. Whenever if I see that logo, I tend to look into the movie that they've distributed here.
Interesting little tidbit here is that Hard Boiled at one point was part of the Criterion collection, and you could still find a copy of it for $62.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
it's insane.
looking
Jesus.
for because I couldn't. There's like nowhere that you can get this digitally in the United States.
No,
I mean,
Except Prime
Yeah.
Prime Video, and you have to purchase it. Which
Yeah.
I ended up doing that because it wasn't that expensive anyway, and I had some digital credits.
Blu-ray's about 50 quid, but
yeah,
it
and it's
is on
insane.
YouTube.
yeah, it's
Jeez.
always
It's on
been a
YouTube for
hard
free.
get.
Yeah. There's a good quality copy of it on YouTube. How long it will stay up there for, I don't know.
there are actually 2 copies on YouTube that I saw.
Yeah, unfortunately, I normally don't advocate for piracy of movies, but like they've made it damn near impossible to find this one. So
Yeah.
get it however you can.
Yeah, the version that I
You
have is the remastered version. So I have 5.1 audio. I have a commentary track with John Woo and Chow Yun-Fat on it. Then after that, I have another English commentary track on it too. So
Those
yeah, man.
commentary tracks might actually be from the Criterion. You might have a Criterion
Probably.
copy. Yeah,
Probably.
which is fantastic because that's what I've always wanted. That's one of my like rare finds that I can't get, or at least I just don't want to
too
drop
expensive
60
as well.
Yeah,
man.
dropped $62 on a copy.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Fight the club. And, of course, another one from RRTN said for $2 New Zealand dollars.
Ah.
Hard boiled versus hard target. Which is better and why? Ooh. All right.
I think hard boiled. I don't really. I just
Yeah.
it's something about it. When I rewatch it, I still find like cool little things about it every time, like little details I didn't notice, and that's always something that stands out to me. If I'm finding details of a movie that I've seen a dozen times after, and it impresses me each time, it will always be the better one in my opinion.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate and say hard target because Jean-Claude Van Damme with a mullet and tight jeans kicking people with his boots.
Dude,
Have you
for
seen
me,
the
I'm going with
Space
hard
video?
boiled.
I'm getting an erection just thinking about that image now.
There you go.
Yeah.
See? You're
Mainly
welcome.
because Copa said it with his sexy voice.
Oh,
Should watch the
stop.
Space Ice video. Watch the Space Ice video. It's fucking hilarious. The guys,
To me-
the commentary on it is just brilliant.
I'll go with hard boiled just because I'm not a big fan of JCVD, man. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
that's a good film, though. I mean,
You don't need to be a fan
Yeah, it's fun.
of Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's a big enough fan of himself for everybody, so
Oh,
you don't have
yeah.
to worry about it.
But
Hard
don't
Boiled
say
is the better movie.
you can't say big and Jean-Claude Van Damme in the same sentence. He's not that big.
he's so coked up during that entire film, and we
Oh,
had one of
hell
the-
yeah.
we had
What's
one
up,
of the
amateur analyst?
ADs
How
on
you
my
doing, man?
channel talking about it, and they had some stories, man. So yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
dude. And of course, back to the raid, ladies and gentlemen. The one of the coolest, I guess, drug raids you'll probably ever see. RoboCop included. RoboCop included. I do say that.
And I would say that this, like the way that they did this, definitely inspired the villains from the first Fast and Furious, the like bikes, the all black gear, the bikes. Yeah, I would say that was very much a.
Yeah.
It's tactically sound to put the bikes first in front of the cars as well.
Yes.
Just love it.
And of course, at this point, what they did is they called in Along. Johnny called in Along to come in and join the raid without knowing that he was going to raid Mr. Hoy's facility. And he does ask him to kill his own boss to prove his loyalty to Johnny. And he's thinking about doing it because he is an undercover cop. But dude, the first time I was watching this movie, I was really, really I felt bad for him, And as you were saying, Copa, Tony Leung, he really sells this just with his eyes. It's so good.
Yeah, man. You can tell he's cold. His emotions are frozen. And Tony Leung, the way he performs this, like nowadays when someone's like attached to an action film, they'll have maybe a part like this, but they won't play it because they don't take it too serious. He seems to really take this character seriously. And you could tell, just like you were saying, through his eyes alone, that he's emotionally frozen because of his stance between being a cop and being a triad.
Yep. And of course, the raid has begun, ladies and gentlemen. And look at those sparks fly. Looking good. It's John Woo mayhem. So, let's see what it looks like.
God, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Every single time I see it, I always have a good guttural reaction to when the guy flies in with the dirt bike.
Yes. Yeah. I always laugh in enjoyment at that. Like, let's have him eat a bike.
And the guy that does the slide firing the machine gun.
Dude, Johnny's reaction is just my face watching the scene. This is
my favorite part. So my favorite part about that is that the guy doesn't get shot and have that happen. He just opts. He just decides on the fly, I'm just going to run into a metal box with my bike.
Hell yeah,
basically.
Dude. That's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Hell yeah, dude. He's out here, just sacrificing himself, just enjoying life, enjoying the raid.
There is some debate about languages in the chat. So one thing I always say is that the easiest way to tell the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese is if someone sounds like they're falling off of a cliff, it's probably Cantonese. They hold their syllables for so long. That's the easiest way to tell the difference.
Dude, I can tell the difference between some of them, but Mandarin and Cantonese, I can never ever tell the difference.
Mandarin is way more punchy, and it's one of the weirdest language structures there is because I don't speak it, but I know people who do, and it's you can have two like words that are almost identical but mean extremely different things. So it'd be like if it's like three sounds in a row, I'm just gonna make something up, but it's like ping pa poo. It's like that means one thing, and then like ping pong poo wah means something completely different. It's very like it basically it's like the language equivalency of like stacking cups. And they just keep stacking the words on top of each other. Whereas Cantonese has a closer to a more standard words like language structure.
And
there's 45 kills in this initial raid.
Oh wow! Initial raid, not even the Chow Yun-Fat's arrival.
No, 45 in the initial raid. 4 more kills when the cars arrive with the grenade. One guy's executed. Then Uncle Hoy. Then 6 of Uncle Hoy's guys, even though it looks like there's more, there's only 6 bodies on the floor.
Yeah. And,
I just love tequila is like I fucking better load up now, I guess.
And it's the way that he does it too. He just doesn't care that people can hear him reloading. He's just like, "What? Yep, I'm here."
He kills another 8 when he abseils in, and then 3 more with the 3 bike kills on top of that. So
There you go. They're not
yeah.
dead. They're just resting. Yeah,
quite a lot.
resting with a bunch of bullet holes.
I hope that's a reference to the what is it, Batman, the College Humor Batman sketches. They're not dead.
Yeah, but he's
they're
killing
asleep.
everyone, but he's like, I don't kill, even though he's killing them all.
Hey, puts them in the hospital and paralyzes them. That's basically
They
what
have
it
to
does.
shit in the bag for the rest of their lives, but he didn't kill them.
At this point, Mr. Hoy has arrived, and I do have one small critique. Well, it's not even a critique; it's more of a nitpick. Why the pataping patapoo?
That's probably I think that's a reference to the fact that I realized as I said poo, I shouldn't have used that one, but I was like, I'm just gonna run with it now.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like picking words. I was like, oh well, poo poo platter is like a thing from like a Chinese restaurant. I'll just use that. And I didn't put two and two together that I said poo.
So my nitpick for this scene is the fact that Mr. Hoy's car is the first one to arrive. You know, in the convoy, why would your boss be in the first car?
First of all,
Especially knowing that there is a raid, because they called him, said there's a raid.
he's the weakest one anyways, because he doesn't have motorcycle guys
That's true.
leading the charge. So
that's incorrect. Uninspired. He's not the first car to arrive.
Well, he's the first black car, right?
No, the first car to arrive is the one that gets the grenade underneath it.
No. Those are the cars behind them.
Oh, I'll have to check that again.
Because so basically he's in the first car that arrives, and then all the cars, the second car catches the grenade, which stops all of the other cars that are coming in.
No, you're
You know
right.
what I mean?
Sorry, I've got it here.
Which is why, like, for me, it's not really a critique. It's more of a nitpick. It's kind of weird, you know. Why would you just put your boss into the line of fire? The first one, knowing that there
Odds
is.
are he probably wouldn't even be here. It would be like some other guy that was.
Yeah, it would.
That's true.
And all of his sons too. He's like, I better bring my whole family to this affair.
Yeah, the entire squad.
Don't you
I
point
should
that
put
gun
the
at my
gun
dad.
Yeah. Stop, or my mom will shoot. There you go.
Mhm.
We should do that movie one day, Dark Hour.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. Like the schedule is just because I have it set out for a year doesn't mean we can't change it. It's just to have a general idea. We can always, if we really want to do a movie, I could just boot something. Not a
That's
problem.
true. And so there it is again. So what we do know that is Mr. Hoy is going to die for sure, and it has to be Along that kills him. And Mr. Hoy accepts his fate. I really do like what he says here. I think it's incredibly interesting. It just shows how much he knows. I guess his life he knows where his life will lead him. That's what I mean. And it's like, yeah. This is a life that I've chosen, and I know that I'll probably die like this. And it is more respectable to have you kill me than anyone else. And I just think that it hits hard for Along, you know. There
I
it
agree.
is. Bullet to the heart. Would you guys have shot him in the heart or in the head?
I mean, either way, you're pretty. It's pretty much almost an instantaneous death. So
I would have gone for the testicles.
I think it may have been out of respect as well, so it could have like an open casket, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
it
know if
also-
how comfortable that.
I'm not sure if they would think if that's what it was for, but it definitely it seems to be. Because later on, obviously, we didn't get to this yet. Later on, he does the same thing, but spares somebody by doing it because of some trickery.
Yeah.
And so it just seems to be his go-to, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah.
I
And,
mean, the fact that
yeah.
he wipes out all the other guys, I was a bit like, really? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause he's proved that he's loyal. He's killed the main guy. Would this guy really then go and just fuck it? I'll just
It's more of an issue, you know. So maybe it's like what Mr. Hoy said. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's a respectful to have your brother kill you rather than just your enemy. But it's kind of a liability issue, because even if he had left them alive, they would have probably just come and attacked him, which again happens later for some of them that stayed alive, you know.
So I'm glad you've got this shot frozen, right? Because there's at least 10 henchmen in this shot that get killed. But later you get an overview of this shot with the bodies, and there's only 6 bodies on the floor. I checked it today, and you know why that is because they're recycling the henchman bad guy person in the background will now be motorbike man number 4 or whatever.
Oh.
You know,
I fail to believe that they. So I fail to believe that they got over 300 individual people to die in this movie.
Well, why do you think all the policemen that turn up have got the ski masks on? You know,
the SWAT men.
the SWAT team that come in. It's just like we're recycling you all. You're all part of the police now. Okay, cool.
Mr. Chow Yun-Fat is here. Single-handedly dropping. I don't even know what he drops because they explode when they hit the ground. I thought they were just smoke grenades.
Well, I mean, they could be like a combination smoke and flashbang, kind of like the sound and then the smoke to be the instead of doing a bright light, it's the smoke and the sound instead.
I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
I think they're just.
a lawgiver grenade. It can be anything you want. Sort of thing.
I think it's just canisters filled with cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, if you think about it, like a flashbang wouldn't be as effective in this situation because of how far spread they are and the fact that it's so like a smoke bomb would be more effective, but having the sound go off would still be useful.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing how many people he hits in that swinging with that.
Just the initial swing.
Hit about 8 guys in all different directions.
Yes.
The guy blasted the air while blasting the guy on a motorcycle. Yes.
I can only imagine that. Oh, go on, Cobra.
Well, I was going to say this is what me and Northern English Bastard were kind of talking about, which was like they do the motorcycle, they blow up the one motorcycle, and they're like, "All right, again, but cooler."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really do set it up, man. I mean, look at this initial
the guy's on there as well. The guy's fucking on there when it blows up and he's covered in flames. It's like, shit, man.
Dude,
Big respect to the guys for putting themselves through it, man. It is crazy.
I think
love
that's
it.
the best shotgun.
I was
you could
actually
get.
about to say that. I can only imagine like every single one of them has like broken, bruised ribs at the end of these shoots because every single person in these movies just seems to jump and land on concrete.
So some of them you can actually see wires in some.
Yeah,
shots.
that guy had
a
wire. That guy had a wire for that jump. You could see it.
Yeah. Every single shot in that was a safety violation.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
100%. Dude, try doing this today. Oh god.
There's
Hollywood.
no way.
Horrible.
There's no way.
Horrible. Maybe you can still do it in China. I guess.
You can get away with it.
There's no OSHA in China or whatever you guys call it, and France probably has, and England has their own version of OSHA, like the workers' right. There's no version of that in China.
It's just like highest bidder, man. You want to break ribs today? Fuck it, we'll pay you 500 more than the last guy. Let's do it.
On the Dwayne Johnson remake of this film, all the guns are walkie-talkies. So
yeah.
I wonder if they wrote letters to the loved ones before doing each stunt. About to do a stunt. If I don't make it, hide the pole.
About to do this bike
can you
stunt.
do that accent again, man? Can you do that accent again, just for comedy?
Yeah. Hide the pole.
Hide the pawn.
Arnold Walken's back. Hide the pawn.
Arnold Walk.
Quick,
I think
chopper.
That was fantastic.
Oh,
Luke, I think you found your new character you need to do on your channel. Like Arnold
I was thinking
Walken.
of doing one. I was thinking of doing something like a little different one day. Yeah.
Come and play him on my channel. He can be a guest on the thing, the
Arnold
Muppets
Walken.
musical.
Yeah.
Arnold Walken. And Princess
Arnold
Fiona.
Walken.
Awesome.
Everything in
And
Hong
Arnold
Kong is a safety
Walken.
violation.
It's more steel drums.
Well, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. There's like a guy who does these like deep fake shorts on YouTube.
Yeah,
the guy who turns everybody into Arnold. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
I've seen it. That is brilliant. I've seen what was it, the Whitney Houston one?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
The most recent one that I saw was he took the scene from Total Recall when he meets Kawato and turned everybody in the scene into Arnold.
Yeah, Quato's Arnold now.
Yeah. I'm gonna look him up real quick because I don't want to say about it and then not like.
We need this guy to AI Arnold onto Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction, dude. Just watch.
Yeah, he has boobies in his songs for some reason as well. Like I got lots of boobies. Every single song, boobies gets mentioned. I love it.
What the hell? It's here it is. It was in I recently watched one of them. So. It's Brian Monarch. He's a comedian who does this on the side. Like it's hilarious the stuff that this guy comes up with.
You guys should check it out, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I've
good.
seen it. It's brilliant.
So we get the there they are. Or I guess for now you think it's a protagonist and antagonist. From what you have. Of course,
well, that's one of the great things. That's one of the great things about this movie, and other movies do it well as too. Is that whenever you can fake out that the early on who the antagonist really is always a great thing, because they try to do it with everything now, where the villain is always a good guy, but it requires subtlety. It requires a lot of planning to do it right in the script, and this movie is a great example of it.
That's usually when they drop the line, "You and I are not so different."
Yeah,
you and I
something like that. Yeah,
so different. Yeah,
but what's so cool about this?
Go ahead, go. No, go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying is, it's like, what's so cool about the scene is Tequila does not fucking hesitate one instance to pull that trigger. Like, he was blowing his head off. It was so cool to watch 100%. A hero just like. He didn't say freeze or anything. He was just like, "Oh, your head's on the barrel of my gun, and I'm pulling the trigger right now." Mm-hmm. And then he thought he was dead. And you're absolutely right. It's like a total red herring, because you're like, "Holy shit, he's dead!" And then when he uncocks his pistol there, that's when you're kind of questioned, like, "Wait, what the hell's going on with this?"
I think you can infer different meanings to it, because on a rewatch you infer that he didn't want to kill a cop, but there. You would think that since he's he is a professional killer, maybe it's his code of conduct, True. Even though you tried to kill me, I can't. This is basically just me taking your life, and you've done nothing wrong to me, especially. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's not an equal ground thing, which we see later on with Terminator, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, yeah. But Mad Dog was more. I think I know what scene you're talking about, so I guess we'll get to that.
Yeah, but dude, this is just a cool scene. Of course, he would have blown his head off. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't have a revolver. Like, what, 6 bullets? That's it.
Some revolvers only have 5 too.
Do some have 8?
Yeah, some have 8. It depends on the size of the round.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But here's the deal: revolvers look cool.
They do.
And revolvers have the one advantage of they don't jam ever.
Well, that too, but like from a filmmaker standpoint, like you're watching mechanisms happen in front of the screen. The cylinder flips over when you see the hammer cock back. All of that is just so visually interesting, rather than just your normal, like, let's say, your Colt 911 or 1911 or Beretta, which are awesome looking guns too, but.
You have less to work with as a filmmaker. That's the issue. And of course, Copa, as you were saying before, the boat. Just the fact that he has a boat as his home adds a thin layer of depth to his character, because you can tell that he's just a lonely dude. Yeah. It's a solitary life. Even though, even without knowing he's a cop or anything like that, you can still just infer from that it's a very, very solitary life.
He's a very isolated character. And what's even more interesting is most of the time you see him shot on this boat, he's shot underneath it in the cabin. So he's even more isolated from being outside, open in the world. Like, he has to hide in that cabin.
Congratulations, Fiona.
Congratulations. All right, cool. All right. In Mandarin or Cantonese?
Both.
Have a good one, Fiona.
There's going to be a couple dips in that language.
And one last one from Fiona: cylinder size. Oh well,
Oh hey, whoa!
Yeah, wait, you're getting laid, and we're talking cylinder size, all right?
Revolvers have their share of problems. They're much more mechanically complicated. Yep, I do think so.
But they don't. But they look cool.
Yeah, they look cool because they are mechanically complicated. That's the advantage. You see, that's the thing.
Yeah, do the jam as well a lot. I know, and Jackie Brown, he comments on the 45's always jamming and just go with the ordinary clip-ons, but no, the killer's got to get it. The killer has a 45. I got to get a 45.
Mm-hmm. My knowledge, I mean, it's much harder for a revolver to jam simply based on its the way it's designed. I'm sure it's not impossible, but
it's literally just like shooting directly the bullet. It doesn't go through the process of everything else that other guns.
Well, it's not spring loaded. It's
Enjoy it,
Fiona.
Jesus
Fiona,
Christ.
I know you'll enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it. the and so yeah, so this is the scene that I was talking about with Tequila and the superintendent, where I do think that the superintendent shines because this is where he really just vents not only to Tequila but to the audience as well, where he says, "Oh, how come the burden of proof the burden of proof is on the police? How come we have to be innocent until proven guilty, while the triads can just kill whoever they want?" And that's you can tell that he is frustrated, and that's why he would let Tequila lose sometimes, because Tequila, even though he can lose a cop in the crossfire, he does get shit done more efficiently than paperwork.
Exactly.
So-
The police should be able to kill whoever they want, whenever they want. They're right all the time, obviously.
Yeah,
Agreed.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Beat the shit out of
America.
all of them.
So at this scene also is where Tequila suspects Along of being an undercover cop, so that's why he is confronting the chief, and he's telling him that anyone who stands in my way of killing Johnny, well, I will kill him. So you better tell me now if he's an actual undercover cop, because I would have killed him if I didn't have enough. If I had one more bullet in the chamber, which he would have. Of course, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Wu.
He does a really good job acting in these scenes too.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that it was him until I was looking him up before the stream.
Yeah. Usually
Yeah,
when a
that's it,
director
yeah.
plops himself in the middle of their own film, they suck.
So according to Waylon Basifis, if a revolver jams, it means the gun is basically screwed.
Mhm.
It's kaput.
You can
So,
still
yeah,
throw with the gun, yeah. Well,
I mean,
works.
yeah, then it becomes a club at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
Still a weapon.
still a weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where Little Ko comes in with the information that he knows who Along is, and gives his the location of where his boat is docked to Tequila. Oh, there is. Yeah, and so this is where we finally get the proper confirmation that Along is an undercover detective, which, I mean, it is very, very interesting to see the dynamic that he has with the chief in comparison to the dynamic that Tequila has with the chief. Excuse me. And the fact that the chief is the only person that knows his birthday and who he really is, just his identity. He has no identity whatsoever.
This really reminds me of The Departed. Like a lot of
Well, yeah,
The
that's what I
Departed.
said
kinda-
earlier. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear.
I compared it to Infernal Affairs, which was the movie which
Departed,
The Departed is based on.
Yeah, but Infernal Affairs is very lackluster compared to what The Departed
That's
is.
true.
Like The Departed took what Infernal Affairs was and made it a 10 instead of a 6. And yeah, it's like Leo DiCaprio's part. Like nobody knows he's out there except for the chief. Like he's very deep undercover, and he's doing a lot of things that is morally complicated or just downright immoral.
Do you think that in real life there are people like that? Like, but they would
100%.
tell.
yeah.
No, I mean they would tell.
Oh, no,
people
there's-
more than
it's-
one person. You know.
No,
Donnie
there's some
Brasco.
there's some real deep undercover detectives and stuff that have to essentially not have a life outside of what they're doing because
Yeah, I mean, what if the one person that knows who you are dies?
there's usually it's usually not just one person, it's usually 2 or
Yeah.
3. It's a very tight group though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because in movies, you always just see that it's one person. That's it. So if that one person is dead, you're completely fucked, and you just have to live the life that you're given. And of course, in this scene is also where the chief gives him the lighter because it is his birthday. The lighter, which becomes relevant later on with Little Ko, of course. And there he is visiting, just visiting, ladies and gentlemen. And so he finally goes to see Along, and I do like the conversation that they have because you can tell that he is respectful once he understands that he is a police officer and the amount of, I guess, the life that he has to sacrifice in order to be able to take down the triads. So it's like instant mutual respect, even to the point where he tells him, "Yeah, I don't want to go to another cop's funeral, and you are a cop." So he's like one of the rare people that acknowledges him for being a police officer.
So maybe
a comment because he's about to go to 400 cops' funerals after the movie is finished.
One thing, so I've never been able to quite identify how is he aware that tequila is about to pop through? I've never been able to notice exactly what he sees. Because he walks into his boat and he realizes something's off, but I can never pinpoint what he's looking at.
Yeah, he like looks at his bed or his couch or whatever, and he knows that something's off, but they never really point out to what.
Spidey sense.
The cushions have been rearranged in a strange fashion.
Yeah,
he smells tequila. He can't figure out why.
He smells Schweppes, man. That's what it was.
Yeah, he's like, I smell like gay mixer in here. It smells like Schweppes.
He smells the Schweppes, and that was it. He was like, "Yep, done." And of course, in the background, we can see the origami, which Lance, you can cross it off the list. There it is. Which of course represents each person that he has killed undercover. Which I would guess there would be way more, but yeah. Of course, they get attacked by Mr. Hoy's remaining what would you call them? Remaining hiraes? Yeah, remaining henchmen. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I think
you didn't actually clip the video for this one because the fact that he gets shot in the back with a shotgun and just kind of no sells it for a majority of this scene is astounding to me.
He only feels it when he jumps off the boat. That's pretty much it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
the
back
exploding. You can see on the side. And I wouldn't like to be this dude as well because he gets shot like 3 times point blank range. It's horrible. But yeah, there is the blood pack exploding. A bit reddish. Nice with the squibs and everything. And I took the scene just because of how cool this fucking explosion is of the mailbox, man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's so fucking cool for no reason. Look at this.
For no reason, there's like blow up the mailbox too.
Well, he had a shipment of C4 coming in. It just happened to be a really bad day to shoot the mailbox.
Dude, it's weird because the way that the shards of the mailbox push towards the camera is something that they would only do in VFX today. 100%. It's so good. Look at this.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
the big
that just right as well. They must have
it hits his right foot too.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Check his right foot as he's diving. A big piece of the box hits him in the right foot.
Yeah. Melvin said he goes when I left the tide was out, but I don't understand how that's relevant.
What does that have to do with I guess Chow Yun-Fat tequila brings the high tide, maybe.
It's like I guess I mean I don't know how being inside the boat would be affected by the tide.
Positioning of the boat in order with the jetty, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
but that wouldn't. I don't know.
It doesn't
really
matter.
Yeah,
it's like
the rest of the scene is so cool. We could just ignore the weird.
Yeah, fucking let's watch the mailbox explode one last time, dude. It's just too fucking cool. Look at that, man. Ooh, incredible.
I think my balls grew bigger just watching that.
I bet you Michael Bay just jacks off to this movie, man. Once a week.
I'm wondering how much hearing loss was on the set of this movie. Like it just the amount of explosions going. Oh, okay, it was a joke, Melvin. You gotta like give us a little bit more heads up because I was trying to figure it out. But
what were you saying, man?
I was saying the amount of hearing loss that must have been on this set because of the close proximity of some of these explosions to the actors.
That's true, man. I really do wonder how that was treated. Maybe they were all given cotton plugs, kind of like the babies later on. Maybe.
Which is something I actually like. I'll say this ahead of time. I like that they acknowledge that the babies would need that. So they don't just have people firing off guns all over the maternity ward and not acknowledging it would be bad for the auditory health of the children.
Now,
of course, this does remind me of this does actually remind me of a story of a hitman that was called Chopper Reid, who was going to kill someone, but he decided not to because there was a baby in the room, and he knew if he shot that gun off, that baby would be permanently deaf.
Yeah. That's a respectful hitman. I can get behind that. Yeah. So at this point in the movie, of course, Tequila is gone because Johnny's men are here, they were also tipped off, and they know that Little Ko is the basically the informant for the cops, and Along says that he's gonna take care of it. But they do bring him to the hospital first because you can see him in the background. He did get shot point blank range in the back by a shotgun. It's just
so wait, we're not going to talk about
wound.
we're not going to talk about how Tequila fucked off to Aquaman. Like,
he just dived in the water.
He just dives into the water. Like, all right, I'll see you later.
It was a good dive too. Like, it was a really nice dive.
Yeah, it was a good dive.
It was great form.
I do like that. I'm out of here. And he just dives. Where are you going? You're in a marina, man.
My people need me.
Right.
Well, there goes
running along the
he
jet
brings
ski.
the high tide. He was Aquaman. There it is. The original Aquaman was Tequila.
Yeah.
And so so we do learn that Johnny owns the hospital. So that is one of the biggest things, and that everyone is I guess under him. I don't know. It's weird because he does own the hospital, but it seems as if all the staff is okay with the hush hush type of business, you know? Because I do have a still later on that shows that. And there he is, Little Ko, sadly getting beat up because they know that he's the informant. But go ahead.
That's a good likeness of you when you came back from clubbing the other night.
Yeah, it was a rough day at the club, ladies and gentlemen. And so he does put the lighter in his pocket, which was given to him by the superintendent, and he shoots the lighter in his pocket, which from point blank range, I don't know if you survive, but yeah, he does, and that's how he gets to Tequila, of course. Sorry.
That's a great stop right there, by the way.
Almost died.
A great screenshot. He looks dead. He looks dead as a doornail right there.
He looks dead as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Because he was beaten up. He was thrown into the river. He was shot. So even though he did survive the bullet wound, he would still get all the kinetic energy of that. This probably has a ton of broken ribs in addition to the already broken ones. And of course, this is where we do learn that the weapons cache of Johnny is in the hospital. So there it is. And hey, wait, there you go. If anyone hears me chewing, I'm either enjoying my dinner or Koba and I are celebrating a reunion. Hey, all right. You heard it here first from Lance, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, he does go to the hospital. It's weird that he brings Little Ko to the hospital where he says, Johnny owns. I don't know, man.
It might be the only hospital in the area.
That's actually true. Yeah, it might only be like the only good hospital in the area, unless it's just your local clinic. And so he does tell Teresa to join him there, which of course she does. And he does get the message from Along with the origami that he needs to move away. And of course, there is the scene that we skipped over with there is the scene that we skipped over with him, smoking and the oxygen tank, which I do think it's nice and fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun little scene. Because they acknowledge that it's a terrible idea the whole time. So
yeah,
turn it off. I don't need to breathe, but I need a cigarette. Turn it off.
And then the nurse comes in right after and is like, "Who's been smoking? Nobody. It's very dangerous, right?"
It's very dangerous. Yeah, that's why I put it out. Yeah, all right, cool. Don't do it again. And of course, they do move him to a different room because they know that Johnny and his men are going to come and finish the job because they know that Little Ko is still alive. All right, see you later, Iceman. And yes, do check out Mr. Brown's stream, which will be after we're done. We're gonna link it when we get.
Always check out Mr. Brown's stream. Always check out Lance's streams. We're all bottom feeders. We need to.
Yeah, we're all friends over here, man. We need to prop each other up, man. And so yeah. See you later, Iceman. And of course, dude, the Terminator references, Terminator 2 specifically, because of the
box of roses.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, Terminator 2 hadn't come out yet. I don't think.
No, it has.
Yeah, Terminator 2 is 91.
Man.
But
91.
This is.
Yeah, you're right,
but if you think about it, this is being shot in 91.
It's set in 94, but it was. Yeah, sorry. I always get those confused.
The gun and the flowers bit goes all the way back to Dog Day Afternoon and The Killing.
That's
Stanley
true.
Kubrick's The Killing.
That's true.
It's an old bit, but it is
way that
interesting.
they frame it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is like, if this wasn't a copy of Terminator 2, they definitely had the same idea at the same time. I think that's called simultaneous invention or something like that.
Well, yeah, it's like Armageddon, Deep Impact. Well,
Yeah.
Well, it's like historically, I mean, if you just go back, like how many people invented the bow and arrow like across the world at the same time?
That's true.
John Woo's done scenes with people producing guns out of flowers before this movie, so he definitely would have preempted Terminator 2. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the way that they shot the scene that's very reminiscent of Terminator.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
just
true.
the gun in the flower. It's the fact that there's no sound, but you just hear the footsteps on the tiles, and they have the emphasis on how heavy the footsteps are with the slow motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
that all of that combined. But yeah, it's also a cool sequence, and silencers are very silent in the movie, which is pretty cool. Also,
yeah, that's not like specific to this movie. Like, there's a huge misconception of how quiet a silencer makes your gun.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it just delays the sound, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's still very loud.
it's people will probably just perk up and be like, "What the? Someone probably shot a gun with a silencer." You know?
It has a more of a thwack sound to it when you put a silencer
yeah,
on
it doesn't have an explosion. It almost sounds like a hammer.
It doesn't go.
Yeah, it's definitely not Anton Chigurh's huge ass shotgun silencer that makes no noise whatsoever.
You mean the silencers in Where Eagles Dare were inaccurate? My God, I never would have thought that.
Oh my god!
Has there, like, you know, since you guys, all of us are basically action nerds as well, has there been a movie that has used a proper silencer? Like, just out of
Probably
memory?
not. Not
To
that
anyone
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one now.
Even me off the top, I can't really. No, none of them.
Hey, they don't
It's
do
just-
it for video games either. If you put a silencer on a gun, like you can fire it off right behind somebody and they don't hear it. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's a common
But
misconception.
it really drops your accuracy level, dude. So you really
Really?
got to think about putting on that silencer.
Damn.
Well, yeah, it
And,
changes the rifling of
Yeah.
the bullet.
Oh yeah, it's trying to. I didn't even think about that.
Because
And,
there's no
of
way
course-
there's no way you can sync up the rifling perfectly because it's always going to have a different like fingerprint basically.
Mhm.
Coper knows what he's talking about. He shot 17 people with a silencer. 9 of them are still alive. So
Yeah. So
Hey, shoot somebody in the kneecaps every time.
Yeah,
you
dude,
know,
that's what they do.
they still have some juice left in them. You know.
They curl like zombies. Double tap, ladies and gentlemen. And so yeah, so this way you've got Tequila and Along that are finally together, and they're looking for Little Ko, who is dead because Terminator killed him. Sadly, the T-800 got to him. And this is what I was talking about before. Everyone is kind of cool with the hush-hush type of situation in the hospital because I don't even know what situation you can get in the hospital where someone's blood would just be everywhere like this.
I mean, okay, of all settings for there to be random blood, a hospital's probably pretty easy to
Good.
explain that.
That's true.
But the way that the police, these officers just go, "Oh, nothing happened here,"
Yeah.
is like, clearly something did. There is blood 6 feet above, like 6 feet above the ground. So
Yes.
something happened here.
Right. There's like blood everywhere, and the nurse goes, "What happened here?" And he's like, "Scram! Get out of here!"
Get out of here, you scamp!
when
What the hell are you
the guy
doing here?
gets his throat cut, the nurse on the other side of that window is serving some dude breakfast.
Yeah,
in the private room. It's like
Yeah,
I think you would have
it makes a
noticed.
splat noise too. It shouldn't even hear it.
Oh God, Melvin! That was the bathroom after the first time I shaved. Come on.
Don't worry about that. It comes with the room.
And of course, they do follow him down. So Tequila and Along follow the killer who got Little Ko down. So the T-800. I'll be referring to him as the T-800 until the end of the movie. So, and so yeah, so they do kind of find.
So, is he called so hold on. Is he called Little Ko in your version? Because he's Foxy in mine. He's
For me, they call him
Yeah,
Little Ko, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's Foxy here in the States.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah.
Even me, like the subtitles, I think kept all the Hong Kong like proper names. So Ao Long is, as I said before, AH-Long. Him, they only refer to him as Little Ko. So yeah, but on IMDb, I think it says Foxy. So maybe I think it's just like as we said before, the accessibility aspect of it. And yeah, so they finally meet up with Teresa, who is there too, and they kind of give her the gist of the fact that the weapons cache is in the underground of the hospital, and she finally does meet the person who sends her flowers basically every week, which she does appreciate. And it's just this fun little banter between them, and I guess this is where it's sort of trying to fix the relationship. I guess because he does call her his girlfriend at this point, and she accepts it. So I mean, it's just a bit quick.
You're the stranger who's been sending me flowers all this time. Want to be my girlfriend? Sure. It doesn't work like that these days. I'm just gonna say now.
I live on a boat.
Ooh, nice.
Motion of the ocean, baby. Motion of the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you take her out, and then she's a little scared because there's nowhere to go because of the implication. So
in the mafia confirmed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the more Italian people I know. So.
Oh, Copper, I'm going to Italy on Monday, actually.
Copper's from America.
I'm going to Ventimiglia, like just on the border of France.
On the border?
Next to Nice, because they have a good sushi buffet over there for like 20 euros. So
what? They have a sushi buffet?
You're going to Italy for sushi?
You're going to Italy for sushi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good Japanese food over in Italy.
When I come visit you in France, I'm going for burritos.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yo, the
dude, isn't
French
it going to cost you like
burrito,
40 euros to get there?
No, I mean, like honestly, from where I live, Italy is what, like a 4-hour drive, 3.5 hour drive.
It's like the equivalency of driving like a couple of states here. So I thought
basically, yeah. But since I'm going to visit my friend in the south, from like where he lives, it's literally a 25-minute drive. So
the section of France that you live in used to be like part of Italy. So
yeah, that's true. That's
but like, what was this conversation like? Hey, man, I'm going to drive down. You want to grab some sushi in Italy?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then afterwards we can't even finish.
That was kind of it. It was like, oh, dude, let's go to Italy for the day. It was like, you have to eat sushi. Yeah, the sushi bar is good. All right, let's go. That was pretty much it, dude.
We get some sushi and crawfish while we're at it.
Listen, I'll eat some pasta just for you, Kofa. There it is. For cannoli.
Thank you.
For both of you.
You better get a cannoli while you're there. Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Hope everything is going awesome for you, dear feline sir. Everything is going good for me, Julio. Hope it's going good for you as well, man. Hope you're having a great day.
The first time Copa was on this show and I was writing his intro, I was trying to make something like a joke that worked with like Copa Catania and lasagna, but it didn't work because of the way it's pronounced. It was like
that works.
I was like, well, it's lasagna, so it doesn't work. I just gave up. I was just like, fuck this.
No, it works. I like it. Keep it.
Yeah, skiing in the Swiss Alps after and get off to the moon for some cheese. Yeah, probably. I'll send you some pictures, Melvin.
He's gonna go get his pasta in Germany while he's at it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so he does give Tequila does give a warning to Teresa that he's going to leave her a message as to when he needs to evacuate the patients, because since they're already there, they're going to take away they're going to try and take him down, of course, and to call the superintendent as well. So yeah, and so what they do is they break in, which leads to one of the unintentionally fucking coolest moves you'll probably ever see from How Long, which is this one. Look at
but
this
I was
shit,
dead,
man.
but I'm not.
This is so good. Boom, boom,
done.
When a gurney becomes a weapon, you just know you've succeeded.
I don't even know how you got knocked out. That's the thing.
One of the rare action scenes in the film where no one actually fires a gun. I think it might be the only one actually.
So this one I got everyone in the slides because I find it incredibly funny how on short notice the superintendent comes dressed as a doctor. Yeah. This dude just comes dressed as a patient, and the entire squad is just coming dressed as like engineers.
The only way that explains this is the 7th floor is actually the police precinct.
Basically,
that's the only way it explains how they all showed up like this.
Yeah, they rent out different parts of it to different people. It's it's for profit, isn't it? It's private.
It made me laugh so hard because she's like, "Oh, don't worry, everyone here are policemen." Then they just show them one by one. It's like, "Oh, all right, this is.
I have to give props, by the way, for the Teresa, for whoever did hair for this movie. They got that tight curl going, and it stays the whole time perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
That's not one of the cops. That's one of the stuntmen from the previous scene. They just really
recycled him.
He was one of the 10 dead guys in the warehouse. Yeah.
Can you be in this shot, man? Just it'll look more realistic. We'll put you in.
Honestly, the faces that they're all making pretty much sum up the enthusiasm they have for being in these scenes again.
Actually, all these injured people are injured stuntmen from getting motorcycles ran into their face.
This is actually a real hospital that they just decided to turn into a set.
John Woo was just
John Woo Hospital, St. John Woo's Hospital.
Probably real patients, but thought, fuck it, they're injured anyway. So let's just blast a lot of shit around them. So yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
It's like, where the fuck is my cast? Oh, they're all in the hospital? Well, let's shoot some scenes there.
Can we blow it up? Can we blow that up? Hey, there's a maternity ward. Can we fire guns near the babies? Only if you put cotton balls in their ears.
Fucking old ladies in the wheelchair wondering what the fuck is happening with all this shit blasting around them. Jesus.
I'm telling you, dude, they went to a real hospital. People just saw John Woo and were like, fuck, shit's about to go down. It's done. And so Tequila and Along, they go through the what's it called, the inventory, and they basically find out that there's a secret room behind the what do you call those things where they put the is it just the morgue?
It's a morgue.
The morgue? Yeah.
No, but I mean the specific place where they drop the bodies in.
It was not the slab, but
the body dropper.
But it's on a slab. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a slab. Yeah, true. You know, believe it or not, at one point in my life, I wanted to be a mortician, which, you know.
Makes sense.
I'm not even joking, man. For real.
Dude, man, you're still young. There's still time for you to chat up and meet real women that are breathing, dude. Just...
Turns like, I like them cold.
Yeah, dude, cold
and on a slab.
I like my women. I like my coffee cold and.
I'm gonna make love even when I'm dead.
Cold and unresponsive. All right, and so Along does some pretty serious Breaking Bad type of shit where they need to get the other door.
This is probably the most I'll take over for a second. It's probably the most ingenious way I've ever seen in a movie where somebody like MacGyvers their way through something. They're like going like, oh, what do I have? I have a set of handcuffs. I'm going to use that as a screwdriver, or in this case, a wrench. And it's like the thing that's unbelievable about this is the fact that particular bolt just happens to be the exact same size as his round. That's
what
the one
357 Magnum. That's what it says on the bullet.
Magnum, yeah.
And then, of course, you know, this is set up for the end of the movie. The way that he's a bit stressed at the beginning, but he just needs. It's so weird, you know. He doesn't need to aim. I guess he needs to aim under pressure to
well, it's because he's sober. That's his problem. He's sober right now.
Yeah, he hasn't had his Schweppes yet.
That's true, Schweppes. And of course, this dumbass just grabs the high wire.
Yeah, good job, Wile E. Coyote.
Safety gloves. Yeah, I don't need safety gloves because I'm Homer.
You know, before the pandemic, after the pandemic, that was it.
This is where he gets the flashback to his partner because it reminds him of his partner being shot, apart from the missing 49 bullet holes. But
basically. Yeah. Well, what do you guys think of those weird flashbacks that they do? Because I do think it's enough for the audience. You know, I mean, we can tell that it's set up and payoff. Just repeating it seems, I don't know.
It's quite a common trope in Asian cinema of this era to do that kind of thing. They still do it. They still do it now in some stuff.
That is true.
Yeah, it seems like Asian cinema and even in anime, they'll go to painstaking out of their way and explain like what the character's thinking and like do a lot of exposition when we as the audience can really figure that out.
They almost treat their audience kind of like a little bit
dumbed down.
A little bit like children. When here in the West, we're always told treat your audience like they're geniuses, like they're smart and they get it.
We used to be. That's how
Well, yeah, we used to be. Maybe we need some Asian cinema.
Yeah, they have to spell everything out now these days. I mean, look at that scene where Tony Leon kills Hoy. He has that look on his face, then he smiles at the villain. I forgot his name. And as soon as he walks away from the villain, he has that look on his face again. And it's like, that says a lot about this character, and you don't need anyone spelling it out.
Yep,
right,
100%. And so I guess, his Wile E. Coyote moves managed to get the door open, but someone's waiting for them in the shadows.
Unique gun.
This guy.
A whole fucking armory, and he picks out the single shot pirate gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm not really like a big gun guy. Like, I've watched obviously action movies. I know a little bit about guns here and there, but that gun has got to be the most uniquely both awesome yet impractical gun I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah, the kickback is big enough for him to
show
have
my
rest on his forearm as well.
Basically, firing like a 50 caliber around with.
Lance Henriksen's got the same gun in Hard Target. It's the same.
I was about to say that, except he's got the sights removed on his for some reason. It's like, wait, what?
That's because he's so cool he doesn't need to aim.
Yeah,
that's just John Woo saying my actors don't reload their weapons. Well, look at this. This guy's going to reload it like 18 times.
He's going to reload every single scene.
Lance Henriksen was so fucking tough that even when his coat was on fire, he said, "No, keep rolling, keep rolling." It's like,
well, let's do it,
man.
Yeah. Lance Henriksen was a shit.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Too bad Fiona is in here. She would have, enjoyed seeing all
She's
these
busy.
weapons.
Yeah, she's a little busy right now.
She's a little busy.
She's having her own bang.
Fiona, I hope you're not playing this in the background, Dude, so yeah.
Why wouldn't she have us in the background? Our sexy, smooth voices.
Oh yeah, nice and the French accent, I guess.
We got two. We
my
got two
fucking Northern
Yorkshire
gobshite accent in the background while she's getting.
Yeah, if there's a boner killer out there, it's Northern English bastard.
Go on, love. Give her one. Give her one.
Walking.
What are you talking about? Our voices are a mosaic of sexual arousal.
Lance, you have a more traditional British accent.
I can do all kinds of accents, I'll have you know.
Luke has the one that people put in when you want somebody to not understand what your character is saying.
Hey, know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? We say that a lot, but no one knows.
And so these are. I mean, I think it's a small amount of weapons, to be honest. If you're smuggling guns, man, doesn't look like a lot. Looks like
I was going to say, how many weapons do you own in France? This is small.
Yeah, this is a normal basement in America. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't even tip the needle in the United States.
Yeah, this is like your average basement in America.
Yeah.
If the police showed up, they'd be like, "Okay, everything seems in order here," and then they just walk away.
Hey, wait a minute! You don't have this C4 properly secured, sir.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. You seem to be missing your bazooka. Let's just get one from the trunk. Here you go.
He seems to be missing his sea mine,
Yeah.
Yeah, the spiky ones.
Speaking of sea mines, if anybody didn't watch our coverage of Hot Fuzz, that is available on the Repost channel.
Yes.
And Hot Fuzz did reference this movie heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So half the guy in Tremors' basement. Yep, that's true. What's his name again in Tremors? Oh God.
I recently added Tremors to the list.
Yeah, I know you mean.
The dad from Family Ties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I interviewed the director of Tremors 2 weeks ago.
Yes, let's all
awesome,
let's all pitch our shit while we're at it.
Go check that.
I've watched Tremors plenty of times.
Yeah,
I think I've seen every single one of them. Actually,
he was a great guest, and then Gail Ann Hurd popped on, which was nice.
Hell yeah! So go check that out.
The funny part about that was, I want to say this to Lance. I knew that Gail Ann Hurd was going to be on. I had like a tweet like ready, like, yes, he's got, and then he's like, and we have Gail Ann Hurd, and I sent the tweet, and then he's like, who will be showing up shortly, and I was like, fuck.
Well, you know what it was? Her assistant came on and said, we're just checking you're ready, and I'm like, yeah, and I thought she was coming on the assistant's handle, so I put the assistant up and she said, No, I'm not coming on. Oh, fuck. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. I like sent out the tweet, and then like somebody messaged me. I forget who it was. It was like, I don't see Gail Ann Hurd. I was like, just wait a few minutes. I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, there are like 9 Tremors films, and he's in all of them. Actually, the
yeah, he is. Yeah,
he is in all
Michael
of them.
Gross. Michael Gross is his name.
And he goes to the Tremors convention every year, where they do a screening of all of the films, like an all-nighter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, Julio Rangel, guys. I don't know if you have talked about it yet, but I would love to hear your opinion on this. Hard Boiled is a great flick. John Woo has killer films. Then why was Mission Impossible 2 so wonky?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Julio, that you missed the MI2 fan club jerking on each other off at the beginning of this episode.
Julio Rangel, even though you've got a sexy ass name, man, I like Mission Impossible 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lance was defending Mission Impossible 2 at the beginning of the stream.
I think it's a good film. I don't know why people don't like it, but
I don't consider it as bad as a lot of people do. But it's definitely not my favorite in that series by any stretch.
I feel like Lance saw Mission Impossible 3 and thought it was 2.
Lance saw the actual like the real cut. He had the
4-hour cut. John Woo came on stream and showed him the 4-hour cut.
Yeah,
I saw it in 70mm on the opening night with my dad, and we both loved it. So what can I tell you?
There you go. And
it's starting to make a little bit more sense now.
I didn't watch it on my phone, Copa. You know,
the way cinema is supposed to be appreciated, man, on the smallest screen possible, of course.
Yeah.
There she is.
I've returned.
Teresa Chang, ladies and gentlemen. And so what do you guys think about the fact that he says, I'll give you a rose. I'll give you a rose basically to know when you have to evacuate. I mean, it is good. It shows the fact that like he knows her, and so he knows how much time she'll have before she puts her hands in her pockets. But you're juggling with lives, you know?
What happens if it was that time of the month and she's reaching for a tampon and pulled out the rose and she's evacuating people way too early? I mean, what a gamble. Tequila's the man, dude.
He could have just leaned in and whispered to her when he put the rose in the pocket, "There's a rose that's going to activate in your pocket in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Now, how did this guy get up there? That's what I want to know.
Dude, he's determined. He's a T-800, dude.
And how long was he hanging there, you know, just for fun with these 2 chains here? Yeah.
Well, let's see the clip. Man, he's whooping their asses. I mean, he's the T-800, man. And of course, so they do start the evacuation in the hospital for sure. And here he is back at it again, just absolutely trying to murder them. But they do, he does leave because I guess they turn on the cooling system.
No, they turned on the gas. They made it seem like they were going to get poisoned in there.
That AK variant is a favorite weapon of Woo's. It's been in about 5 of his movies. That
AKS-74. That's what that is.
Oh, there you go. I knew someone.
That's the one. That's like one of the few guns I can like name just based on looking at it.
Dude, look at the length of that muzzle flash, man. It looks so good. God,
that's the only time you see a spray that long is uninspired opening up his Pornhub account.
I thought the morgue.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna say the morgue, man.
Yeah. That joke's way after this.
Anybody who knows like guns, so if you could equate the AK-47 to the M16 for the United States rifles, then the M4 is the carbine, the AK-74 is basically that version for the Kalashnikov. That's which is I'm pretty like just it's a little hard to see, but it looks very, very much like that. It's a more compact version.
Yeah, it's a compact version of the AK-47. It's just
I just always love that. I always love that the years just worked out so well that it was 47 and 74.
Yeah. Note the red stripes on the magazines. You can tell these guys have watched Die Hard 2. They know what they're doing.
These are not blanks.
Yep. And of course, you know, the hospital continues to be evacuated, although Johnny's men are trying to stop it. And of course, we get the setup of the maternity ward once again, because they do really emphasize on it. Even once you arrive at the hospital, they take your time to just show you the maternity ward and how many babies there are. So Andy Muschietti, you know, you should have watched this movie before making The Flash. Could have learned a thing or two about how to.
I was thinking the exact same thing while I was watching it. I was like, this is how The Flash should have handled it.
Yep. Should have
More
made
microwaves.
So good.
Any director of the MCU, any film at all from the last 12 years should have watched this movie. To,
Basically,
learn how to edit action.
They should just watch movies, I think.
Yeah, there you go. That
basically.
Read source material.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the fans. Any of these things would work.
Mm-hmm. And of course, all the patients that were told to leave the hospital are getting shot at in the parking lot, sadly. So,
can I say that keeping count of the death kills at this point became very complicated?
Oh yeah, I can imagine, man. Oh, because they just keep piling up, especially when you have all the police cars and SWAT that arrives with the news crew as well. Everyone's just getting shot up, and there he is, Johnny Wong. And he's preparing to blow up basically everything, which you can see in the back on the left side. He's arming up all the C4 explosives that he has.
Interesting that they were counting up too. I'm like, why are they counting up?
And that's true.
Like, I maybe you guys can help me, because I'm like, I don't get why we have a counter if we gotta arm it anyways. And
yeah, it's kind of weird because he just detonates it, you know.
And why count it up too? Like, well, I got all the time in the world.
Maybe because it looks cool, I guess. Yeah, probably because it looks cool. But at this point, you know, Johnny Wong's character is basically understanding that he's fucked. So he's gonna just either everyone goes with him, or that's pretty much it. He knows that he may die here because he is in the hospital with them, of course, and he can't escape because the police are coming to surround everyone. Which is why he started to shoot and round up the patients, because not all the cops that we saw. Well, we didn't see all the cops, sorry, that infiltrated. And they've basically infiltrated everywhere. Even the surgery room, they just have like a random cop in there. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. He was like repairing someone's spine. Oh, yeah, and I'm also a cop. Don't worry about it.
I mean, he does own the hospital, doesn't he? So technically, the security team at the hospital would work for him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that the security team at the hospital isn't letting the patients leave because they're rounding up everyone to try and weed out the cops that are, disguised. Which, yeah, man, that's why the superintendent is there, disguised as a officer, disguised as a doctor. Sorry, and so that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to limit everyone out and basically just cause full carnage, which is why he's shooting all the patients outside as well. And I mean, look at this, man. Incredible. You know that it's real when you see the tiny shards on fire on the floor. It's so good.
By the way, you can tell that that's the studio offices in the back lot of a film studio with the fake hospital front bit like added on the front of the building there. But just good use of the space, man.
Yeah, really, really good use. It's nice, and it's a nice and tight like spot so that you can get good shots as well. And I don't think we ever see what's going on behind the cars. This is pretty much all we get, just this small location, and that's all you need. Because, dude, the localized action is pretty hardcore, especially when SWAT appears. Now, at this point, of course, Tequila and Along have, detonated C4 to try and get out of the secret chamber that they were in, which was the armed cache. And we do get more of the T-800, who is trying to let Johnny Wong know that, I mean, what he's doing is bad because he's just killing random people as well. And so we do get some more action once they come out. And this is probably, I guess, one of the coolest silencer action scenes that we've had in a while. Let me just play the clip. It's so efficient, man. It's like a video game.
If in doubt, jump on a trolley,
Right. It's
that's
standard operating procedure.
I'm sorry. That's squibbing the guy's head, though. I mean, that actually had the spark coming out.
Hold on. Okay. I mean, we can just start the whole stream over. It's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna start the whole stream over, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so slide 1, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I got nothing else better to do with my time except my life.
Yeah,
There
fuck
we
it. There we go. John Woo film. All right, guys, what are your thoughts on Hard Boiled? When was the first time?
When was the first
watched
time you saw this movie, everybody?
Oh,
And then I was, and then Zach,
ago.
who we need to get back on this fucking channel, Zach. You got to get back on the
Zach,
show.
you got to come back on the show, man.
Yeah, but it's an important question. Chow Yun-Fat, smash or pass?
Oh, smash, definitely.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We're gonna tumble.
Yeah.
He's too cool, man.
Check out my answer in the chat.
Where
Where is it?
I'd ride like a train until Chow Yun-Fat.
No way. You got to have those hips, dude.
I will say
Yeah.
this about his, like, whenever he was in a movie in like the early, like in the 90s and early 2000s, they would like flip flop his name around all the time. He'd be like Chow
Yes.
Yun-Fat, Fat Chung Yao. It was like what? Could you just settle on one way to say his name, please?
Now they've settled on Chow Yun-Fat. That's
Yeah.
it. And so, of course, in this scene, they heard the noise because the officer that had put his gun on Tequila's forehead, he wasn't using a silencer, but they did manage to shoot him. And so they took his uniform, which Ah Long is wearing right now, and they are in the spot where the superintendent was. So it's the superintendent and the other cops that we were familiar with throughout the movie. And yeah, I guess to quote Bad Boys 2, shit just got real. Not a single good guy was shot out of those thousands of fucking bullets.
The amount of shit that explodes in these scenes is awesome.
Yeah, the guys don't need to act when they're like flinching and stuff, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
They're
I just
closing
want to
their eyes
live.
so
I
they
just
don't
wanna-
get hit by debris.
Can I make it to take 2?
Yeah.
It's funny because when I'm going frame by frame and I'm trying to get a good frame, especially when there's a muzzle flash, 90% of the time they were all squinting, and you could see that like they were actually scared of the gun.
Yeah.
They didn't want to have any problems. So, dude, getting some of the shots was hard.
Well, you know that he didn't use any booms or mics during the filming of all the action scenes. He just dispensed with sound altogether, so that he didn't have that complexity on the set of worrying about the sound. All the sound effects and all the dialogue is all dubbed in post.
Yes, you can tell. You can tell. Actually, like that was the first thing that really jumped to my mind because everything sounded ADR. It was so weird. Even even watching it in Chinese, in Mandarin, I guess, and it was so weird. There are only a very few scenes where you can tell that they actually recorded it on set.
Yeah, which is basically the 5 minutes of the film that's just talking with no one getting shot.
Yeah, with the chief. That most of them are the scenes with the chief in the police station, and that's pretty much it. But the rest of it, you can tell that's ADR'd in.
I keep forgetting you speak fully fluent Mandarin uninspired. It's good that you're
yes.
dating all those waitresses is paying off, man.
And of course the SWAT team arrives, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the disposable stuntmen crew that they're gonna recycle for the entire movie.
And it's always the SWAT men, by the way. Every time the SWAT crew shows up, that's when shit gets really crazy. And it's always for the good guys too. It's like they're essentially the standard of you're gonna lose now.
Dude, look at how efficient SWAT is. Upside down, just out of there shooting everyone. It's like, they come, they fuck you up, and that's pretty much it. Because I mean, what would just normal hired guns who aren't kind of like Mad Dog do against proper trained men? Yeah,
I mean, eventually the villains do start taking over, though.
Is that a SWAT guy on the roof above the entrance there,
on top of Maple,
casting shadow on the wall?
I never noticed that before.
Well, I was going to say that's a shit position for a bad guy, isn't it? If I'll make my stand here. This is good. Can't get off. But so it's got to be a SWAT guy. But then where's he going from there? Has he got a rope?
He's trying to climb up the window, maybe. I mean, look at this dude. He literally comes out, shoots you upside down. It's like, what a shitty way to go.
there's a bit of a homage to a 1982 action film called Who Dares Wins, which you may or may not have seen. I'm doing a stream about it later this year, and I'll get the clip for you in a sec. There's a great scene where someone gets shot in a very similar fashion to that.
Oh, dude. Yeah, probably. Like all of this, it's just it's so good that you can't help but recycle some of these things. It's just so cool, you know.
Well, all directors look at other directors' work for inspiration. I mean, that's Tarantino's entire body of work is inspired.
That's actually true, yeah.
By other people, but he makes it into something of his own and takes it further and adds things. And that's the same with everybody, really. I mean, every director looks back at catalog and goes, "Oh yeah, I want to do that one day," but do my own spin on it. You know.
Well, that's how we used to do things, Lance. Not anymore.
Well, I mean,
now it's Chat GPT. That's pretty much it. Writing your script.
I meant before the dark times, before the
dark ages. And of course, what they do get is Chow Yun-Fat going to see. They finally get to the maternity ward, and one thing I do really like is the fact that, you know, as Dark Hour was saying, SWAT is actually really efficient in this movie, and they're helping like clear out the maternity ward in a smart way. You know.
Look, I'm gonna have to stop you there. The SWAT team is fucking stupid. When they're okay, so they're clearing out the maternity ward, right? How many of those guys got fucking shot, and how come they're not being covered?
Yeah,
I mean, nobody's covering the windows.
There's a lot of bad guys leaning out of windows with machine guns.
Yeah, there's a lot with cops like watching it, going, "Oh shit, fucking another one's dead."
There'd be a sniper team.
There's a minimum amount of stuntmen they can have in every shot, you know. All right, so
the chief is sitting there with this gun in his hand, going, "I don't know what to do," watching his guys die.
Yeah, but they do have body armor on. So they can take 72 hits as opposed to the normal 49. So that's
true. Yeah,
which is true. The first guy who gets capped on the side of the building, he does make it down, and he's still moving. So
he's still moving. He's still breathing. He's about to go to the cinema later.
No, it's just right back into the hospital for you, dude.
Now, do you think any of these babies who would be what? They'd be in their like 20s, 30s now, right? They're 30s.
Probably, yeah.
In their 30s. Do you think anyone's watching this and going, "Hey, kids, that's me," you know?
Maybe their parents didn't even tell them.
I think we have to, Lance, you got to try to get one of these babies on your channel.
I want to get the baby. I want to get the baby that he carries out in the slow motion.
Yeah.
So what's the process did you take to get in character as a baby in a maternity ward being rescued then?
Yeah, what was your motivation?
It took a lot of preparation, actually.
I had to take the doo-doo out of my pants and roll.
All right, we lost Dark Hour. Dark Hour, bye.
Let's keep going. He'll be back.
Yeah. And of course,
he's gone. He's on show. There he is.
I'm right.
No, he's not. There he is. Like a ninja. Just fucking goes out of nowhere.
My mouse has this weird button on the side that, like, no matter where it is on my screen, it backs me out of the current window, and it got tapped on the side of my keyboard.
On the side of your shreds.
We just thought the authorities had arrived for you, and
I got swatted.
Yeah. We'll show you what a SWAT team can do.
That's all right. Just hang out your window. They don't know what to do.
My entire show is a troll job. I don't actually have.
If you hang out your window, you got to win.
My channel is a troll show.
Now, of course, we do get probably the most iconic scene of the movie, which starts now. So, for those wondering, normally this is all in one shot. However, it is cut for purposes of I guess fair use on YouTube, because they would fucking flag us for this. But all of this is done in one shot, all fantastically done as well. And if you've never seen Hard Boiled and are just watching the stream and seeing how good the action looks, wait till you just see how it looks when they're just doing this in one take, man. Copa, I think Extraction probably
Extraction. They hide their cuts well. There's like 3 or 4 cuts in that.
Because I think there is a bit of CGI trickery as well in there. Extraction, but it's still a cool scene.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, each segment that they take the action to,
and it saves a shitload of money as well, because you're basically doing 4 long takes.
Right.
So Think of how much money you're saving on catering alone, which is one of your biggest expenses on a movie.
Wait, you feed your actors?
I do, man. The most important person on the set is the caterer, as any director will tell you. If the catering is shit on your film, your cast and crew will only work half as hard. Feed them well.
Down.
Feed them well. We're going for an extra 2 hours, but you got a great dinner coming. Oh, all right then. Okay.
I mean, yeah. Look at the cast and crew on the Raiders, man. The Raiders of the Lost. Those guys were suffering, because of the caterer.
Which we will be discussing later this year, by the way.
I think the same happened with Star Wars during the Tatooine scenes because they're out in the bloody desert, weren't they? It was boiling hot. Bloody people were getting thirsty so quickly because it was that hot.
Dude, on the Raiders,
Star Wars
thing, man.
The first Star Wars movie is a bit of a weird one when it comes to that, though, because there was a lot of passion behind that project for like everybody involved outside of the standard. So there was a lot that went into that. That wasn't just people were happy because we're making a movie and here's good catering,
Yeah,
food is definitely
food. Whereas food is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. You can ask Dark Hour. He has a Snickers bar on standby. Just in case.
I do. I will point that out.
You want Boo M&M's in your
let me put you on solo. There it is.
You can kind of see the outline.
Break glass in case of emergency with the Snickers in it.
Yeah.
And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you probably the best shotgun usage you'll ever see in a movie because, man, it kicks a punch. It really, really does, man. All right. Well, wait. Let me see if I'm playing the proper clip. I would too, Jaina. I would too.
I mean,
I wonder if that was a direction in the script. Random guy flies through window, stage left. It's like
this is the scene that you sell your friends on with the movie. Like back in the day, it's just like, dude, there's this scene in the hospital, lasts 3 minutes, no cuts, and they're just killing bodies left and right as they go through a hallway in a hospital. And you go, what the fuck are you even fucking saying right now? And then you watch it and your jaw drops because, like we've stated a couple times now, with the first scene, you think that like that is the epitome, that's the peak. But then you get to hear and you're just blown away by the technicality of what's going on.
I always tell people on the fact that there's a shootout holding a baby because no one expects that shit.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, that too. Well, he sings her a deathly lullaby.
Yeah,
which I sing my daughter to sleep all the time with.
And also the baby puts out a fire by pissing on it. That's always another selling point.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cobra, have you shown your infant this film yet and said, look, this is who you should aspire to be?
This was the first film that she saw. We didn't even leave the hospital yet. I said, this is how we're going to do it.
Mate, I think it's perfect that you showed the baby this film in the hospital. They're in the right environment. They can get it.
Yes, she's like, okay, all right.
They got the motivation. That's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
They know what to do, man. They know what to do. It's the blueprint for them.
I just want to say that's top parenting. It's good for you.
Thank you.
Listening at home, pay attention to Copa's baby channel, second channel. Baby raising techniques.
It's called infantile action.
slash baby gunplay. Damn, I think you should get rid of the first title. I feel that could lead to suspicious conclusions.
Well, that's where you want to go, is the double entendre.
Uninspired. Let's move on. Get to the next scene quickly. Wait, I need to get more alcohol. Hang on.
At this point, Tony Leung's character in the last shootout, he shot a cop. So he actually did shoot a cop, right?
Yes, yeah. And then Tequila kind of plays it off to try and like basically break him out of this like funk that he just goes into. Mm-hmm. But then they after he like gets him out of it, he's like, I really did shoot him, right? And he's like, yeah. And then
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. Like in the elevator, he's like, "Shut up, you pussy! You know how many cops I fucking accidentally killed?"
yeah. And then the best part is Alan's reaction is just fuck.
Right. He's like, "Wait, did I really shoot him? Oh yeah, you totally did. You nailed him."
You did.
It's the most American part of this movie. Is that back and forth.
Dude, that was Tim from accounting.
Yeah, they're shooting dudes all over the place because a cop's going to accidentally get it. I mean,
even the
probably an
the
occupational
SWAT guys-
hazard.
Yeah,
Right.
even the SWAT guys, they almost shot one of the cops. If it wasn't for Teresa, that guy would have died for sure. I mean, there's so much smoke everywhere, and everyone's an enemy. You have to try and at least announce yourself if you're a cop. Like, I'm a cop, I'm a cop, I'm a cop.
Yeah, plus you're getting shot as well, so you got to try and keep yourself composed under such heavy pressure.
Exactly, and friendly fire is way, way, way more common than people actually think.
But they're not cops right now. They're men on a mission.
Oh yeah, men on a mission.
It's an important film distinction. So they're allowed to shoot anything that moves.
Well, speaking of shooting anything that moves.
I really want. Go on. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, for all you kids watching at home, benches with a huge section missing in the middle do not provide adequate cover in gunfights.
Yes.
My favorite part of what it was clipped there is the dude who jumps on top of like a desk for no reason.
Yeah, and then flies through the window.
It's like he opts to put himself in a worse spot to fire at them. Like
that happens about 5 times in this movie. It's like, what can I jump on to get me higher that I can then fly through a window or wall? But it's classic.
In fact, barely anyone takes any cover. Anyone takes any cover at all. They're just out in the open and saying, "I won't get hit. It won't happen to me. Oh shit, I'm dead."
It's just wood, Even if you take cover, you're probably just gonna die anyways.
They hadn't seen the South Park duck and cover instruction video clearly. So
just like logic, realism is for pussies too.
yeah, man. This is John Woo land. You've got to understand the rules.
Right.
And look at the T-800 right there, looking good. Hell yeah, dude! It's out here with a fucking rocket launcher, grenade launcher.
Yeah.
I want to see what else this guy's done. I'm gonna stalk him.
Yeah, he looks familiar.
Walk our app for a second.
He does look familiar. Yeah. And of course, outside, the SWAT is still, trying to get all the babies out of the maternity ward. But
you see the cops there at the building hugging the walls. They suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't properly cover the windows from there, man. That's why these guys keep leaning out with machine guns.
Right. That's why that's why this police precinct comes out of this with no SWAT guys.
Oh yeah. There he is. And yeah, so they're wrapping the babies with the bulletproof vests, which is actually pretty cool. So
you might not want to have the shotgun shells right by the baby's head.
Yeah. Try not to smoke any cigarettes around those things either, just in case. Just in case.
Just
I'm
in case.
I'm not being fussy, but you never know.
All I have to say is that this baby is just like super happy. He's like, oh, thank Jesus I'm a boy. They would have just left me if I was a girl.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, baby's looking at the camera saying, "Hey, Bob."
Here's an interesting thing about Mad Dog, right? Whose real name is Philip Chung Fung Kwok. I bet he had lots of fun at school. He was General Chang in Pierce Brosnan's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh,
yeah. I realised, that's where I recognise him from. So I have seen him.
It's an underrated Bond film, in my
opinion. He was also in Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is a great French movie. If you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, that was good.
I've heard we've got a French guy on the stream. Has he seen that?
Yeah, I like the first hour of the movie, but then once they start to really reveal the beast itself, and it just delves into early
It does
2000s.
drag a bit. It does drag a bit.
It's too long, man. 2.5 hours is just way too long for that
Yeah,
story.
it could have been. It could have been. But it's. I mean, look, compared to shit that's out today, it's fucking genius. Come on.
That's true. I mean, I watched it for the first time. I think it was last year. I actually really like. I love it right until it just becomes early 2000s nonsense. That's pretty much it. And it's the last hour where it becomes early 2000s nonsense. So it was like,
Watch a couple more modern movies, and it's going to be a masterpiece, dude.
Yeah. We'll do a stream about that as well. Uninspired. You and I got to do a stream about Doberman before I forget. That's a fucking good movie.
Doberman.
Oh yeah, you see, you haven't seen it, so there you go. Vincent Cassel. It's an amazing film with him and his wife.
Vincent Cassel is basically like the face of French cinema in Hollywood. That's pretty much it. It's good too.
This is a good movie. Trust me. Lots of guns and people getting shot. You'll like it.
I'll watch it. Have you seen the new Luc Besson movie, Dogman?
No, not yet.
Not this year, actually. Last year, like end of last year, tail end of last year.
Not to be confused with the Sam Raimi Darkman or some kind of remake, is it?
Dogman.
Oh, Dogman. Ah,
yeah.
Sorry about that.
Nor to be confused with recent Star Wars Dog Shit, which
you should check it out, man. It's a action thriller. It's Luc Besson trying to go back to his roots.
This lady, by the way, A, still looks good, but B, is married to a top Asian cinema director.
Who? John Woo? I hope it's not John Woo.
Oh, Tony Wu or Tony Wang or someone, like
somebody else. It's not John Woo.
Else,
so we don't care.
Why do Asian names sound like penises, like Wang? Jesus Christ.
Wow, dude, you took that a whole different direction, like really quickly there.
Yeah, for real.
Well, they said the bad dog's real name. That sounded very rude as well.
Yeah, why don't you get some real first names going, like Dick?
Yeah.
Or Fanny, something like that. Come on.
Yeah, or Fanny. Dick and Fanny.
This fine British lad, Richard Tallywhacker. How you doing?
The numbers watching are going up, so clearly these rabbit holes are really working for Chad.
Oh yeah.
I once knew a guy called Richard
Hello,
Head.
Chad. Everybody, we're talking about Dick Wang and balls over here. So.
Yeah, Dick Wang and balls.
Okay, uninspired penile. Let's get moving, man. Let's carry on.
Where the fuck is 2Host16? That is Hot Fuzz. Normally it's on the re-upload channel. I do have to check it because we had some copyright problems with download.
I'll go take care of that right now. I'm gonna go.
Don't just love those copyright dicks.
Yeah,
tell those guys to fuck off right now.
That's the total number of inches between our two hosts. But you got to work out who's dividing what there. So
Biden of Rivia. We're gonna sort that out. We did have.
I'll sort that out right now, just for you, Biden.
But who was 2Host16 anyway?
It was
that was Hot Fuzz. That was with
Jedi Brooks.
Right.
Rennie.
I'm taking care of it right now.
All right, so we'll
I
do
thought
that.
it was a rival channel or something.
Speaking of Hot Fuzz has a scene with female empowerment. So does this one. Nice.
I was really hoping you were going to show that scene, man.
I like that. She's tough, but at the same time, she is human. She just shoots a guy, and she has that look on her face, like, "Oh shit, I killed a guy."
Is that the same guy that she slapped before for shouting when he first came into the?
Yeah. She escalated. She slapped, and now she's shot. Mm-hmm. She slapped shot.
Based on that scene alone, I feel like this is the perfect woman to take out Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on, guys. Look at how efficient she is.
Wildfire one when 5 shots will do.
You can see the sparks from the squibs, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in other films where the sparks actually come out the squibs. Sometimes you just see smoke or blood, and that's it.
But mate, these are John Woo squibs. This director wants his actors and stuntmen to feel pain when they get hit, so they get electrocuted. Not just it's all included in the price.
Yeah, actually, correct me here. When there's fight scenes, do they actually hit each other in the Asian films? Because I think there was a lot of kerfuffle with Bruce Lee being complained about when he did the Green Hornet, because he would actually hit his stuntmen.
Yeah,
in Asia,
in the Jackie Chan films they do, but they do like they land soft punches, but they hit each other, but they're soft, you know.
Unless someone wants to get paid extra and actually get hit. That's it. And so so we can finally get the T-800, who's here reloading his grenade launcher, ladies and gentlemen. So let's
call it a Scarface gun.
Yeah, the Scarface gun. Yeah.
Was it an M4 M16 carbine with a grenade launcher?
Yeah, this is he's.
I think this one has a shotgun, if I recall correctly.
Schwarzenegger's got this in Predator, isn't he? Same gun.
Yeah. Same one. Yeah.
That's an M203 grenade launcher. That's what that's called. And then I think that there's also one later in the movie that has a shotgun attached to it as well. So
it's funny, isn't it?
In Predator?
In Predator, they have what is it? Billy has one that has a shotgun.
Billy has the shotgun.
Yeah, he's got the shotgun
barrel. Yeah.
It's funny how certain movies make guns like really sexy and in vogue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because like the MP5 definitely Who Dares Win and then Die Hard made that gun sexy.
Dude.
The Wild Geese made the Uzi sexy. The Spy Who Loved Me made the Sterling machine gun sexy. It's funny, you know. I see that in films all the time. And
the MT5 was a sexy action movie machine gun in general.
Yeah, definitely. Still sexy.
But the Uzis are really inaccurate. Like they're always shooting upwards if you're not careful.
Yeah. I've fired one, and you've got to really hang on to it because it just pulls up and to the right.
As hell, man. It's just for environmental damage. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I never liked machine pistols. Though I think pistols should be like one shot each and do the machine full of rifles.
And this is a man who lives in the north of England, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
We get ours off the black market all the time because it's illegal here.
Mate, you need an M10 to go to the newsagents where you live. Don't you?
Yeah, just got to go around the back, but keep it stump.
I'm just gonna drop the link for 2Ho16 because I'm dealing with I have to show them who I am. They literally, but it should still be viewable.
Yeah, Biden of Rivia, I actually have that same problem in up in France over here. I just looked it up. Like it doesn't show up on the re-upload channel for me as well. Like if I look there, I have to try and manually go to a link that someone shares as well. So yeah, we're trying to get that problem sorted out because I guess it's because it's blocked in certain territories.
Oh yeah, it's basically blocked in all of Europe. Okay.
I still can't get my interview with the director of Rambo 3, Peter, unblocked, and it's such a pain because it's such a good interview, you know.
Yeah.
And he worked on Bridge Too Far and all these Zulu Dawn, all these other cool films, and it's such good. It's a really great interview, and they blocked the whole fucking thing everywhere. So I wish I'd recorded it, then I could have.
We'll try and get it sorted out. Also, you can use the YouTube editor to cut down some of the clips and stuff.
No, I ain't cutting down shit.
Yeah, I gotta watch it too.
I'm gonna fight them.
I haven't uploaded my uninspired reviewer 9000 app to learn how to use the YouTube video editor yet. But when I've got it on, I'll give you a call.
Nice. All right. Well,
did you try using the disclaimer? What is it? Section 107 of the 1970 Copyright Act.
Yeah, but I mean,
fair use.
It's YouTube bots that just flag it, you know.
Little Platoon gave me his template for how he gets around it, and it was funny because it was my Iron Claw review video was blocked in places, and I had reached out to him and he got back to me a couple days later, and I'm not even joking you. He sent me the template within 30 seconds of him sending me the template. It got released. I was like, holy shit, you're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yes. At the time, they're very inconsistent about which should be copyright claimed and which shouldn't. I've had loads.
No, I'm saying Platoon
don't.
sent it to me. I didn't even send it to YouTube yet. It was just like they just must have heard through the grapevine. Oh, that Platoon guy again.
I get AI third-party copyright bullshit all the time, even on original music that we've used. These bots.
It's just the bots that flag it.
Yeah, they're trying to get money, and I've still got one in contention, even though the same piece of music has been reviewed and they've given it back to me like 10 times, but on one video they still won't, and I'm like, what the fuck? So
even Stupenza just got copyright claims on public domain stuff for his rewatches. It's insane.
What happens? We can go down this rabbit hole forever.
Yeah,
let's do that. Let's do a 9-hour stream about it. No, I'm only kidding.
So Biden of Rivia, man, we'll try and get it sorted out, and hopefully we'll like Dark Out.
I have as soon as it verifies who I am, I'll send my fuck you notification to them. And
look, I can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it, and then I'll just put it on the high seas for you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're cool with it. Like,
I'm cool with that.
If Dark Hour doesn't get it sorted, he'll be executed by dawn.
Well, that's gonna suck because they have a 24-hour time frame.
Unspired's going to receive his body in his morgue.
Literally, it says it takes 24 hours to verify, so I'm screwed, I guess.
Well, he's going to have 48 hours with that body, so you better get on it.
Ooh. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
it's a John Woo movie. It's hard-boiled, and it's time to watch some shit explode. Dude, that guy
I don't find it unnecessary. I don't find it unnecessary at all to shoot a guy 13 times and then fire a grenade at him. I think that was very necessary.
Did you guys spot the wires? You could see them in the scene.
Copa, that's a standard visit to McDonald's for you, surely. I mean,
well, yeah, especially if I was in Compton.
I said no tomatoes.
Did you notice how they had like ricochet bullet hits sound effects in that shot? But I didn't actually see any ricochets happening, but it's in there just for fun.
Just sparks. Did you guys see the wires?
Screw you! I'm John Woo. It looks cool.
Did you say there's wires in that shot?
So it's I'll play the clip again, but look, it's when the SWAT guy gets pulled back. So it's not when he gets initially shot, it's when they're pulling him back. It's on his top it's like the upper corner. You'll see the wires normally. Let me play it.
Like, technically, that could be the wire that he abseiled in on to the building, and he's still attached to him all the way through the corridor.
That's the upside down elevator SWAT guy.
Yeah.
So he's
from the upside down from Stranger Things, so you can tell. Strange combat gear he's wearing.
If this was the upside down in Stranger Things, I'd watch it even more.
Oh yeah, dude! Action, fuck yeah, dude!
That's
so at this point, Tequila and Along, they have to part ways because on the SWAT guy, they get the radio call that the maternity ward is basically getting overrun, and so Tequila decides to go there while Along decides to go after the Mad Dog. Which, man, speak about gun fu and how close range combat looks good. Look at this, dude! Especially like this one here. Jesus, there is no practicality, but it looks fucking cool.
Right. And
it just looks so fucking cool.
Here's the timers that count upwards. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, we don't know how long we have actually.
Yeah, we're adding 20 seconds to the movie, I guess.
I can't tell the timer's upside down. How am I going to know how long I got? You could tell that. That's way too much of an effort.
The best one that ever did that was Futurama. It was like, we have H 6 seconds. What's going on here?
And of course, the baby, the baby with the.
I would like to point out the dove.
Yeah, the dove. There it is. God is the wind beneath our wings. The dove flying. The freedom. Yeah. Yeah, man. I just. We spoke about the baby scene already, but the baby scene is just it's just so damn cool, especially considering, as Dark Hour said, that they acknowledge the fact that the ears, you got to cover the ears. Even though I think cotton balls would do jack shit in terms of
that wouldn't be enough to stop it, really.
They'd be deaf, man. And this is the other scene that we were talking about before, about I guess having standards. You know, what's the meme again? Professionals have standards. There it is.
But that's the thing is like, I thought he was going to be upset when I first watched this movie. I remember thinking like, oh, he's upset because he didn't get to kill the guy himself. Like, but he's more upset that the innocent people are dying, and that was a really fascinating turn on what is essentially the Terminator of the piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
He adds a line earlier in the film that sets that up. And by the way, that dove that flied past was due to have an operation in intensive care, so it should have been in the hospital. True story, and it's in the script notes.
I love the way that they just both set down their guns and they just tell the people, yeah, go away. But then you've got this bastard that comes in, Johnny Wong, guns blazing, literally shoots everyone. It's like, come on, dude. And,
well, they're past curfew. If you go back one frame, they're past the curfew. Visiting hours is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it's 10:30. Assholes,
dude. That's a good spot. Well done.
10:30, boom, done. It's 10:30. They don't even escort you out. Like they escort you out, but through the morgue. That's pretty
right.
And even Mad Dog goes for him now. Is like, I may have only one eye, but I can see right through you.
That looks like a shot to the testicle. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I think that's
he shot him in the dick.
Right you should never shoot someone in the dick.
Right in the wang.
Right in the wang.
You shoot someone in the dick, buddies.
Right in the Tony Leon.
Well, that would explain why so many people jumped out of here.
Gemma, you're taking away our viewers, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
Hey, the drinker doesn't need any more views. He's fine.
Yeah, it's only that he's got the producer from the entire 24 franchise. It's no biggie, man.
I mean, dude, we have Lance Nielsen right here, man. Come on.
No.
The producer of various things.
Yeah, dude.
Of which he will tell you which they are, because I'm
he was the producer of 25, which is one more than 24. Thank you.
Director of 3 feature films, one of which has been released. Yeah.
Jama, we're just playing with you, man.
My list of failures is as long as the drinker's successes.
So the T-800 is dead, ladies and gentlemen.
He does look like a robot in that shot, actually. He does.
It's like Jackie Chan here, man.
Next shot could be that face being ripped off and someone going, he's an android. My God. It could.
Could you imagine if the movie went another hour and it's just them fighting the robots?
That would be cool.
Like,
I'd be up for that, man. That should be the remake.
And then, of course, this is where he's basically just gone completely crazy. He's on the edge, That's pretty much it. And he just wants everyone to die with him because he knows that it's an inescapable situation for him, of course. Dude, Jama, you don't need to say sorry, bro. We're just fucking with you, man.
Doc Al, can I just ask you, is this an exact replica of your face when you went back to blow up your previous place of employment?
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
I feel it captures that energy.
I mean, pretty much.
There it is.
That's kind of what I looked like every day when I showed up there. So it was like
25, the season that takes place on Daylight Savings Day.
Rue, I've got a story about that season, which I won't get into now, but because we'll go down a rabbit hole. But I lost one of my actors on my film because of that season. So,
come on, man.
Yeah, I nearly paid for a super chat for that in Drinkers. I thought, nah, let's not do it.
So at this point, everything starts to blow up because, of course, he starts. Johnny Wong starts to blow up the hospital, and Johnny Wong actually sounds like a name that you would find in I guess Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, to be honest.
Yeah. Or a porn film.
Or a porn film. Yeah,
that's Johnny Wang.
Johnny Wong. On the wrong side of the law.
On the right side of the bed. Ooh.
I can hear you saying that voice in the early hours of a Sunday morning. From the club.
So Along decides to just go after Johnny Wong. And of course, the reason why he does so, because he did say it at the beginning, he says he has no intention of leaving this place alive. So yeah, because he doesn't really have a life anyways. So he doesn't mind sacrificing his own. But of course, Chow Yun-Fat needs to escape with the baby. And man, you can tell that these are real flames behind him because he's run as fast as he fucking possibly can. Jesus, man. You know what? Let me play the clip. So I did cut out the part where the baby does pee on him to get just more continuity. So apologies for that in advance. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
CGI
that's
back
fucking
then.
cool.
Just
Yeah,
people
so
living in the moment.
Yeah, people living in the
No
moment.
People living
phones,
in the
no-
moment and possibly dying in the moment.
Oh man. Yeah, so
that image of him holding the baby while the flames are going off in the background. Yeah, that should be the perfect Tinder profile picture as well. I don't know. What woman wouldn't be impressed by that? Oh, you save babies while explosions are going off behind you? Dreamy.
Yeah, you can tell Shield Wall. You can tell when he's running, when he's grabbing the wire. You can just see the flames just chasing him to put his pants on fire. It's crazy. Oh, God.
apparently
I don't think,
they did a take and they said that they were setting off the explosions too late as he ran by them. So John Woo took control of the dial that set off the
the
explosions.
pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And did it himself and pretty much almost killed Chow Yun-Fat.
Jesus.
Like he was literally running for his life in this scene.
You could tell, man. You know, it's great. How was no one killed there? I mean, we don't know, Jamo. That shit. It's just, what's one person in like a 1.5 billion population?
Right.
You never know. Dude. It's such a
There's
great way to end
There's
your
a
movie as
billion
well.
Chow Yun-Fats out there.
Yeah, it's such a great way to end your movie as well, because it doesn't really end with a big gunfight, but it ends with an explosion so huge that you're just there like in awe. Holy
And
shit.
is there a better
man.
instance of a baby pissing on someone's leg than this movie?
That's true. That is the best way to put out fire, dude. And so yeah, so there he is in the back, of course, with Teresa, and well, they're hugging because he survived the shot for sure. John Woo is probably in the back like, fuck yeah, we made it, boys. But sadly, I don't even understand how long could probably like get overpowered by this dude. Johnny Wong doesn't seem like he's a fighting man, but yeah, maybe he was like hit by something and knocked out, so Johnny Wong took advantage of that. But yeah, so he finally makes it out of the building. He knows that it's his last stand, basically. And man, I just really like this shot with everyone there. You see, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, friendly fire is so common. Imagine being the dude at the back trying to shoot in front. Don't you think that he would hit one of his, colleagues right in front of him?
As Lance pointed out, he has to get shot 49 times in order to die.
That's
so
true.
he'll be okay.
You've got to
That's true.
understand the rules of the John Woo universe.
John Wooverse.
The Wooverse, yeah.
Yeah,
Universe.
Woover says if you look cool, you'll survive.
Hell yeah. And yeah, so of course, at this point, it's really, really the end of the movie, and Johnny Wong is basically making him humiliate himself.
And this is where it drops it from a 10 to a 9 for me. Just saying.
I don't know. I mean, what if Chow Yun-Fat actually succeeded in having his pants taken off in this scene, though? Would that?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, Johnny says, repeat after me, I'm impotent. And he actually says it, but this is the perfect part where he goes, I'm not impotent, I'm hard-boiled, and then, like, shoots somebody in the head. And then it ends just like that. But I mean,
what's it called? Johnny Wong actually does say hard-boiled. He says, yeah, it takes a hard-boiled cop like you to do it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, he could have ended with a cool one-liner at least. Just
right, I'm hard.
I know we had the video game, but I think Hard Boiled 2 Fertilized in the Morning has got a good ring to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And let me play the death of our antagonist.
I love the way they surround him. Just in case. Hang on, he's taking a shot to the eyeball, but just in case, let's surround him with 20 more guns in case he's going to get up.
It's the way the music kicks in as well. Like once he hits the ground, it's like, yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. He's dead already, but yeah.
Yeah, they're all Billy Rosewoods, aren't they? When he shouts orders at the last wrong minute, it's like, "Don't you move!" He's dead. Don't you move! This is police.
Just in case, you never know, man. Of course, yeah. As we were saying, man. It's the Wooverse. You got to get shot 49 times usually. Unless you're the villain, maybe you get shot once, and that's pretty much it.
He got shot 49 times. Thankfully, the bullet missed every vital organ.
So we finally are at the end of the movie. And what do you guys think about the way that they wrap up? Because they wrap up in like a minute and a half. After this
it does end up a little abruptly, doesn't it? Like you get the sad music playing, you see Tony Leung on his boat, and he's throwing all the origamis away now. And it is a nice moment. It kind of symbolises that he can sort of put his past demons behind him a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. The fact of realizing that you can just move on in life.
Yeah, going to Antarctica.
Use
my ass off.
Yeah,
what's more important is he now gets to go fishing on his yacht. That's the message of the film. Kill 500 guys, you get to go fish. That's it.
There you go. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The end. That was the moral of the story. Kill as many people as you want, and you'll be able to fish for eternity.
I like this moral of the story.
That's what Jesus would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Uninspired. Let me show you that clip real quick. The action.
Which
thing.
one?
I got it queued up here.
Where is it?
It'll be short, so it won't.
Yeah, as long as you don't get me copyright claimed, man.
No. It'll only be a few seconds. You got it on your screen?
It's up. It's up.
There won't be any audio, so just watch. So these guys are clearing the house. So this house is full of terrorists. Okay, and it's just coming up. I think the next shot or two. Here we go.
Yeah, was this based on the real thing though as well?
There you go. So they abseiled down and shoot the guy as they come down the rope.
Dude, you see, you can tell this is in the Wooverse. He got shot once, and that was it.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, four hits to the body. I mean, obviously he'd still be alive in the Wooverse, but no, this was
like tiny for the Wooverse.
This was Who Dares Wins, which is directed by American director Andrew V. McLaglen. It's not based on a true story, but Ewan Lloyd, who was a British film producer, who produced The Wild Geese and The Seawolves, when the Iranian embassy siege had happened, which was the first time the British public at large even knew the fucking SAS existed. We didn't really know about them before then. He saw what had happened with that siege, and he's like, I'm going to make a movie and make some money here. And it's a fictional sort of, parallel to that. A load of people get taken hostage in a residence, and the SAS have to go in and take them all out. So, and that's where MP5s were first seen in an action film ever. That's the first time, in that movie. So, and I also got married in the room in that movie where everybody is held hostage. With
actually at Lance's wedding, everybody was being held hostage.
I was about to say, sounds like marriage.
Not during the movie, but there's actually because this film, it stars Lewis Collins, who was in The Professionals. Hang on, let me just show you another bit real quick. And there's a guy who's got a video. Can you see this bit?
Yeah.
Lewis Collins,
there's a guy who's got a video who puts down this action scene where Lewis Collins where he takes out these guys, and he breaks down why it's like really accurate and what he would have done. But this room with the big table and everything is that's the room I got married in. So
nice.
Yeah, that's at Pinewood Film Studios. So there you go.
Nice.
It would have been interesting to see what Lewis Collins would have been like as Bond. He was auditioned for the role. but he didn't.
Yeah,
get
but
it.
it was too
Who did he
aggressive
lose
for the
to?
role, apparently, wasn't he?
Well, he was from the working class, and the Bond films are made by the Broccoli family, and they're all from the upper posh class
That's
of
true.
society, and they saw 007 as being like a posh British
Dude.
agent, so they wanted a posh actor, and Lewis Collins was not from that world, so.
It's weird because Sean Connery was working class as well. He was a rough and tumble Scotsman, but he still pulled it off.
Yeah, and you know what? The funny thing is when he was cast in that role, there was a whole load of people that didn't want him.
Yeah,
And,
I think Ian Fleming especially because
Yeah.
Ian Fleming's he was a great writer, but he was also a bit of a snob as well. And
he was.
I think he said, I think he said Sean Connery looked more like a truck driver than his James Bond. But,
and Connery also notoriously hated playing the role, and he wanted out after the.
He did, yeah.
Film. But he was contracted to do 4 films, which is why he did them. And he
Yes,
only
he
He
came
did 2 more.
Yeah.
Well, he only
two more,
came. Yeah. But, hey, hey, would you like lots of money, Sean? You haven't worked
Yeah,
much lately.
he needed
Oh,
the
okay,
paycheck, man.
yeah.
I think he donated his Diamonds Are Forever paycheck, Lord, didn't he?
I don't
To
think he
charity.
did.
Or did he fund use it to fund another film, The Offense?
Did he fuck? He bought
Yeah,
a
I
house.
don't know.
Zardoz.
Ah.
He funded Zardoz with that one.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, for anyone watching, Copa's actually got the jockstrap from Zardoz. He owns that. So
Owns or wears every day.
It's
I
the
think
actual one. It's not even just a replica. It's the
and it's
real
never
thing.
been. It's
Never
been
washed.
Never
Yeah.
watched.
Never washed
How often
once.
do you wear it at Comic Cons
Connery
before they
must.
fucking drag you out?
Connery must.
They have to catch me first. I'm greased up.
You gotta catch me. You're wasting your time.
I'm so
Uninspired.
slippery.
This is the best panel ever. This is clearly the chemistry. You have to get us all back together again.
Yeah.
I actually do have on my my like spreadsheet. I like keep a track of like who works.
Yeah,
all
you guys have
together
to
and
speak to my agent. My agent is Dark Hour. You know, you
I
can
have
cast
the
for me
schedule
if you wanna be a
somewhere,
guest.
buried deep
Yeah.
down in our conversation.
Don't worry if you
It's
ever
a-
just want the copy back, just let me know. It's probably
Just-
been updated since the last time you've seen it anyway.
Yes, send it to
Listen,
me.
man. I blew Dark Hour 5 times and I still didn't get on the Starship Troopers stream. What's
Shit.
happening with that?
It's been revealed.
Dark Hour, come on, dude. You can share
Well,
it at
see-
least. You know.
It's once, Lance. Once. You don't have to do it 4 more times. He's just milking you at this point.
That's
Well,
what
you're
Daddy
milking
told
him.
me.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Hard Boiled, the 1992 John Woo classic with some of the best action I get ever, actually, arguably.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, what do you guys have to say about any closing thoughts about the movie?
A film that doesn't give 2 shits, and I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We used to make
yeah.
films back in the day just like this, where it was like, it doesn't have to be real or make a lot of sense. It just has to look cool and have a buy-in with the audience. You have to have the audience buy in immediately.
Yeah. Plus,
And then after
plus
that,
they
you
give
can
you
do
some-
whatever the
they
fuck
give
you
you-
want.
Yeah. Plus, they give you a couple of good characters to root for, especially Tony Leung's character.
Yeah, really, just you want to root for him. That's like the number one thing, you know.
And Tequila's such a fucking cool name.
He's a badass.
Dude.
He's so badass.
He's a fucking badass, man.
Hard liquor names are fucking cool. Have a character called Whiskey. Have a character called Scotch. Something like that. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, those are
That's
all
true.
awesome. Not Skinny Girl Vodka though. Don't call
No.
your action
Thank you,
hero Skinny
Jamal.
Girl Vodka.
Can have a villain called Sambuca. I don't know.
Have a villain named Schweppes.
Yeah. I hate Sambuca because that's why I want the villains to be called
Dude,
Sambuca.
you're just like imagine you're watching a movie. They're like, yeah, Pina Colada is arriving soon.
the most evil killer of them all, the most frightening, the most feared man, Pina Colada.
Yeah, Sex on the Beach is arriving in a minute. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. But
That'll be the
yeah,
next
guys.
Bond girl then.
Yeah, it's just the next Bond girl, man. But yeah, John Woo's influence on Hollywood, especially Hard Boil's influence on Hollywood, is still here. I mean, especially nowadays because of John Wick, Extraction, even with the new one, Dark Hour. I was speaking with this. I was speaking about it. Monkey Man. The Dev Patel's new movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, that
Yeah.
you can see the influence as well. Except that there, of course, adds Bollywood but
hang
it
on,
still
hang
has
on,
the
hang on,
realism.
hang on, Frenchman. Sorry,
What?
but like you're talking about John Woo's influence on Hollywood. Have you seen any of Sam Peckinpah's movies or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Well,
but I
yeah.
mean, the modern day, it's
but
different, you know. Like Gun Fu isn't the same way in Sam Peckinpah's movies than it is in John Woo's movies.
I
you know what I mean?
disagree. I disagree where this film is concerned. Have you seen The Wild Bunch?
Yes, I have several times actually.
So come
One
on,
of my
man.
favorite
The end of The Wild Bunch is basically John Woo said, "Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it in every scene of my movie."
Yeah, but John Woo said, "I'm going to elevate that to 10."
Exactly. That's the thing.
And now
Yeah,
these modern action movies like Extraction are like, I'm going to take what John Woo did and elevate that to 10.
Well, I think
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what
said
I
that.
mean. You know,
That's what he's going to do. What they did in the last 20 minutes in every scene of his movie, plus cocaine.
Right.
So you know, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, let's do it.
It's everything on steroids.
I'm down with that.
That's the next stream, man.
Dude, steroids and cocaine make action movies worth their while.
Ah, yes, cocaine.
It's definitely Jean-Claude Van Damme mixed steroids and cocaine.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be doing a stream on the Wild Bunch later this year, man. Yeah, you got to be
Yeah,
guys
dude.
gotta be
Honestly,
on that.
if I'm available that day,
Yeah,
dude,
I need to watch that.
Let me come on,
Actually,
dude.
I think we should get the same gang. We get the same gang we got here right
I'm
now.
down
love the
because
Wild
I love the
Bunch.
Wild Bunch. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
westerns.
same.
Cooper,
Dude.
if you're not making your fifth baby, then that'd be great. I'd love to have you on.
Talk to my agent, please. You know who she is. You talk to her.
Now, I've spoken to your wife several times. Just the restraining order is still in place.
Don't you think I know that?
Yeah,
He's
I know,
like,
that's
look,
just
the
on you.
restraining order's been lifted now. Okay.
Dude, you know, weirdly enough, like one of my favorite westerns ever is oh shit, honest dude, the name is
Oh shit, that's such a good western. I love that. Where the
It's,
guy
uh,
takes a
oh,
big bump
shit.
in the town and goes, "Oh shit."
the Billy the Kid movie, man. The
Young Guns?
Young Guns.
Pat Garrett and Young
Oh,
Guns.
Pat Garrett
That's-
and Billy the Kid.
No,
yeah, that's Sam
no.
Peckinpah. But yeah, it's it might be Young Guns then. That's the 80s one, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
With
It
Emilio
was,
Estevez.
Oh yeah,
Just
Butch
say once a
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yeah, Butch
Well,
Cassidy.
that's
and the
not
Sundance
Billy.
Kid.
That's not Billy the Kid.
Cassidy
No.
and the Sundance Kid. Oh,
In
man.
my mind, it was Billy the Kid. I fucked up.
Robert
Relax,
Redford and Paul
relax.
Newman. Robert Redford and Paul Newman.
Oh,
Yeah,
Butch
Butch
Cassidy,
Cassidy and
yeah.
the Sundance Kid.
Yeah,
I
Butch
think it's my
Cassidy and
favorite
Sundance
Western.
Kid is excellent, and not enough people on the tubes talk about it.
It's
They-
But that's
Never-
another
no one
great
ever talks
Western.
about it.
it's
To me,
That
it's so much
and Once
better
Upon a
Western.
Time in the West, which arguably is the best Western of all time, is hardly
Argu-
talked about.
after Silverado,
Arguably.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
not after
recommended to do
Silverado.
that. I've been recommended to do a stream on that with Vex Electronica again, but
Silverado?
I'll see if she's
Silverado?
up for it. Yeah. No, Once Upon a
Once
Time
Upon
in
a
the
Time
West.
in the West.
Oh.
Fantastic.
You'll see Quentin Tarantino all over that film when you watch it.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
100%.
Yeah, definitely Sergio Leone. Well, he's nicked
Yeah.
from loads. I mean, the Hong Kong directors like John Woo and all spaghetti westerns like Sergio Kabuki and Leone. And I was talking to this with Vex in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly stream. Every spaghetti western director seems to have the name Sergio. Nearly all of them.
Well, they're all
Nearly all of
Italian.
them.
Sergio Corbucci.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, have you seen The Great Silence?
Yes,
I've heard of
the
it.
Great Silence is fucking fantastic.
Oh my
dude.
god, that ending! Did you know they filmed the alternate ending to Great Silence, the
Wow.
happy ending?
Oh, what
Can
happened?
you,
Oh,
can you
fuck
not
that.
tell me
Yeah,
about
it's
either
out there.
endings? I don't think I've seen The Great Silence.
Oh,
Dude, The
you
Great
gotta watch The Great
is
Silence,
on the
dude.
list.
One of the
Are
best
you talking about the
westerns.
Klaus Kinski?
Yeah, it's got Klaus Kinski in it.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I saw that when I was younger, but
Oh, it's one of the most shocking endings.
yeah, but I
Should
need to
rewatch
watch
it,
it.
man.
I need to watch it as a kid because I
Yeah,
saw when
rewatch
I
it.
was- I mean,
Mhm,
I need to watch it
rewatch it,
as an adult.
No, you're a
big
child.
duel with
We know.
the big duel with Lee Van Cleef is very underrated, and plus Tarantino nicked that for the scene in Kill Bill where we see Orin Nishi's parents getting killed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
great one is of Lee Van Cleef is Death Rides a Horse. That's a fantastic one too.
Oh, I've
That's-
not seen that
that's-
one yet.
That's
Yeah.
a good movie. That's
Uh-huh.
a good movie.
All right, guys. Dark Hour is telling me to bring it home because he's not a fan of westerns. We
Oh, I
I love
Ooh.
westerns.
Stop bullying the kid on the stream, Dark Hour. As an adult, you should know better than that. Only a teenager.
You know, the private chat is for the private.
Well, we haven't got to that yet. This is still like only AA rated.
Yeah, this isn't private yet, man. But dude, Dark Hour, do you watch westerns?
I mean, I've watched a few. I mean, obviously the main ones like Unforgiven and stuff I've seen, but you know, I'm not really like, it's not really my go-to genre.
Oh, okay. Now we know why he's upset. All right.
I'm not upset. I'm just saying we were going off on ridiculous tangents.
But no, he's right.
Mate, this is gonna get loads of views for you. What are you on about? This is like huge entertainment right here.
but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was that was the two host crew covering hard.
Whoa! Hold your horses.
Wait, what?
You've only done Northern Bastard on what he thought of the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
I know. Said anything yet.
I'm not
Yeah, Lance wants to talk.
I've already given my thoughts. I said great film that doesn't give two shits about anything.
Wait, I'm not done yet. I was about to
That sums it up.
That was my transition into asking you guys if you had anything to add more. Relax, man. Relax.
Of course we do. We were just having a bit of banter. We were waiting for you to bring it back round, you know.
Oh, wait, let me bring it back around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was Hard Boiled being covered by two hosts. Now, does anyone have anything else they would like to add to the movie? Lance, perhaps. Would you like to add something?
Joking aside, this is the film that, for me, brought John Woo into my life in terms of a filmmaker, a creative, an avid cinemaphile, a lover of great action. And this guy, you know, you watch one of his films for the first time and you're like, what is this? And it just took you somewhere new. And you knew that you were watching a genius. It's one of those moments, you know, it's like when you watch Tarantino, when you watch Lucas or Spielberg for the first time, you know you're watching a genius at work. And Woo is I think an underappreciated genius by some people. Now, I know he's had some bad luck in Hollywood, right? But as an insider who's tried to get numerous films off the ground, you've no idea the fucking amount of aggravation that goes on just trying to get one project from A to Z. And when you get it from A to Z, it might not look anything like it did when you started out at A. So don't Hollywood content alone. Some of it's been good, some of it's been not so good. I think that's just been pure luck. Judge him on his Asian content, his original movies. That's where you can see his genius. And this guy is a genius. He's phenomenal. And one day he should be awarded. You know, they give an Oscar or a BAFTA every so often. It's
honorary.
Like when you're about to die, you know, they're giving that to somebody when they're like, this is a guy who should definitely get that. His contribution to the landscape of cinema is unparalleled, and it's very unique as well. And the late Sam Peckinpah and a lot of other filmmakers that came before him would 100% agree with me. This guy is underappreciated by the West. Don't judge him on his Western releases. Look at his other films, including this one. First-rate film by a first-rate director. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he doesn't even have that many Western releases. That's the thing. It's like he just did, 2 or 3 that really damaged his name and, like, modern perception. And I think it's the fact that he went maybe too John Woo. Especially, you know, like Mission Impossible 2 is what did a lot of damage, even though it is, you know, like Lance's favorite movies. But
I didn't say it was one of my favorite movies.
All right, Lance thinks it's a good movie. He likes it.
I think it's a good film. I didn't say
Lance loves it.
It's a great John Woo film.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's so incredibly opposite to the first one, which was more grounded and much more suspenseful.
The first one does not hold up, and we can do another whole stream about that. But the first one does not hold up.
Yeah,
I
just don't like what they did to my boy Jim Phelps in the first one. Other than that, I still like it.
I love MI2 as much as Coppola loves Avatar, and we know that's a whole bunch. So,
yes, me, the president of the Avatar fan club.
Have the Avatar fan club.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, MFO is where they got that perfect balance between ridiculous action and suspenseful, grounded spy espionage.
Agreed.
Rue, that depends on which day of the week it is. It depends whose shift.
Dark Hour.
Think it's
Replays
you.
Walker. 2 hosts. Which
I
is
think
which of the
it's you
two of
today.
the hosts? It's me. Oh, come on.
Well, I'm going to have to get going because I've got another stream lined up around about 11 with Fandad Menace. We're going to be discussing the things. So thanks for having me, you lot. It was a great laugh. I'll try and see if I can come on another time.
For sure,
Couple of
dude.
nights.
Involved.
Dude,
Hey, it was
do
nice
you have-
meeting you, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
say,
nice meeting you
you
too.
have anything you want to shout out?
Yeah.
Besides the stream.
Yeah. Just I've got the stream for the thing with Fandad Menace coming soon, and I'm trying to see if I can get No Time to Die reviewed this week. If not, I might try and get Land of the Dead.
And Northern, you're on with me. You're on with me tomorrow night at 9, aren't you?
Yeah. I thought you said it was a little overstuffed.
I think there's space for one more, so I think I can probably get you on.
All right, then. All right, yeah. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow, then.
All right, mate.
All right, dude.
Take care, man.
Take care.
Take care. And then there were 4, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, and then we still have Copa's final thoughts.
Yeah, Copa, what are your final thoughts, man?
No, I mean, it was already summed up. I don't have any more final thoughts than what those 2 gentlemen went before me. Lance and Northern Bastard fucking nailed it. It's just one of those. It's ushered John Woo into my life as well, and it's something that is special because you never heard about it before. It was just word of mouth when I first watched it, and to sit down and actually watch it for the first time, just like you said, Cher, like you don't know who's what. You don't know if the bad guy's really good or the good guy's really bad at these points, and it's just a really fun fucking movie, and it's honestly one of my top action movies of all time. I could pop that in and watch it any given moment.
Better than Extraction 2?
Yeah, it's better than Extraction 2.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, like Extraction 2 is probably my top 10, maybe 20. But
what films of all time?
Extraction 2, in terms of an action film, yeah.
Including the scene where the helicopter appears like level 5 bad guy.
Yes.
Get shot, falls out of frame, and yeah, okay, right. All right.
Hell yeah.
This is why you.
What would have made so what would have made that scene better if he just uppercutted that helicopter right out of the sky, but he didn't.
Yeah, I mean that. But no, it was so much more realistic. I agree.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for in my action movies is realism.
That kind of 1980s graphics, sort of two commandos.
Oh, so good, dude. Oh, pitch perfect. Oh, chef's kiss. Mwah. Love it. I love every moment of it. It's just like Commando. I love Commando because the dude takes cover behind rose bushes and takes out a little brown South American army for a half an hour at the end there.
But it's realistic because those rose bushes take damage. You can see them, the tops popping off in the film. So.
That's true, but
that's real rose bush damage right there.
Dude, he gets shot in the shoulder in one scene, and then in the very next scene, he can use it to knife fight. How awesome is that? Like, he heals just like a video game. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah, dude. And yeah, man. So I don't really have any final thoughts. I think everything's been said. I just really appreciate it. If you haven't seen Hard Boiled and you watched it through the stream, honestly, you're still in for a good ride if you watch it like on your own. You'll really enjoy it. So I do recommend that. If you're not really familiar with John Woo's cinema, check out his Hong Kong stuff. Really, really good. And
I'd say his first 3 American films is perfect as well.
Till Face Off. Till Face Off. MI2 has its moments.
A lot of people don't know this, but BMW came out with a short action series for their car back in 2002, and they had a short action series featuring this car called, I want to say it's called The Hire, and it stars Clive Owen, and BMW had like 4 or 5 guest directors come on. One is Joe Carnahan from Narc and Smoking Aces.
I think you're thinking of The Croupier.
I think it's called The Croupier.
Yeah.
Here it's called The Hire.
When you say there, you mean the country of origin in which the film was made, the superior land to the Americans.
Germany? What are you trying to tell us, Lance? What's the subtext here?
I don't know. Just ignore me.
Okay. End on that note.
And on that note, yeah,
you
do you guys have anything that you want to plug real quick?
Yes, I have 19 streams to plug, which will take up 9 minutes and 99 seconds.
99 seconds. That's
right.
That's actually 10 minutes and 49 seconds, but whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm on tomorrow at 9 o'clock UK time. We're doing Masters of the Air episode 6. Interesting episode, bit different from the regular
Are you
stuff.
liking it? Are you liking it, Lance? I haven't watched because I don't want to.
It's a mixed bag. I do recommend that you wait and watch it all in one go because I think overall that will probably be a better experience.
I watched the episode and I'm not even frustrated to watch it. I'm almost forced to click it.
I feel like there are two problems with it. One, it's one episode short, and I feel like all the episodes are too short. And I think they could have spent more time on character development and a bit of setup before we're like straight in and we're on a bombing mission. But
yeah,
look,
I mean, I don't know the characters. Unlike Band of Brothers or the Pacific, I don't know these characters. I know two, Buck and Bucky.
That's a problem.
Bucky.
Dude, it's so stupid.
We've all talked about that on the stream, but that honestly, those are the real nicknames. So that
I understand that, but I mean,
true.
Do you are you done with those streams, or are there episodes still coming out?
No, I've got 3 left.
No.
I'm doing a watch party on Cocoon right after we wrap that up.
Nice.
And I'm also doing a special on 5 Days at Memorial, which is a drama show that's on Apple Plus about Hurricane Katrina. And Raven Dowder, who's one of the stars of that show, is coming on that stream. She's also one of the main stars on Star Trek Discovery, which I had no idea about when I said, hey, will you come on this stream because I love this show and blah, blah. I think if I'd said, hey, I'm a big Star Trek guy, she probably would have said no. So, you know, it's good that I didn't mention that, but I didn't even realize she was – I don't watch Discovery, so I didn't realize she's one of the main cast, but she's one of the main cast. So she's coming on to talk about, 5 Days at Memorial with me. That's 31st of March at the end of the month.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Copo, what about you, man?
Yeah, I got on my channel, I have a review coming out either tonight or tomorrow of the new Avatar: The Last Airbender live action, and why that is the apropos title. It should be the last one. Just
did you say you're reviewing Avatar again?
I love anything that's named Avatar. I'm there because I think it's the Blue Cat people movie.
He's president of the Avatar fan club.
I was so disappointed this live action Avatar was not Blue Cat.
I'm gonna change
people.
the channel name to Cope Avatar.
Cope Avatar, yeah.
You could change it to Cope with Avatar.
Coping with Avatar, yeah.
Coping with Avatar. Copa copes with Avatar.
Oh my god, we need to have a stream one day about why you are not right in the head for liking Avatar.
We need to do like a head-to-head, and we got to have it like a jury.
Oh, I love it. I would love it.
Lofty.
Well,
actually, I will say this: we will be debuting Two Hoes Debate pretty soon. So who knows?
That's good because Platoon and Lofty had a debate on Avatar, which it wasn't really a debate. It was just Platoon beating the shit out of Lofty for 2.5 hours. It was like Rocky IV, throw in the damn towel. Like I wasn't on that stream, but I was screaming at the screen like, "Oh my god, this is a bloodbath."
I've got a couple of counters for that, so I'll be fine.
Good.
All right.
And tonight I will be on Circle of Jerks.
Nice.
It will be on Zax's channel, so check us out
Love
there.
that.
Who doesn't love Zax?
Me and him live on different time zones. I'm on Earth, he's on the moon. But
dude, for real, man, Circle of Jerks is at like 5 a.m. my time. Even What's Good Wednesday starts at 5:30 a.m. where I am.
Yeah, man.
Even for the uninspired body clock is pushing it a bit.
Dude, for real. It's like
Uninspired only gets 2 hours of sleep, and it's during Zax's shows. So
yeah, so you know,
conspiracy. I don't know.
But thanks for coming on again, Copa, man. Second time on. First time was Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, and he was scheduled for Edge of Tomorrow, but there was
my god, yeah, there's baby stuff going on. When
When am I on again? What's the next one on?
I'll look at the schedule later. I'll let you know.
That sounds
send me the schedule, by the way.
I will.
That sounds like he's deleting me from all the.
I'm not deleting you from shit. I just don't have the. I don't have the schedule.
I don't trust you.
Dark Hour, what about you, man? What you got coming up?
I pitched my shit on all sorts of streams lately. I'm good.
All right.
You just want to leave. We got this.
I have tickets to a thing in a little bit. I gotta go.
He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
All right, he's gotta go. All right, guys. In terms of me, thank you guys for all the new subscribers that popped in from Open Bar, man. Really thankful for it. It was great to be on Open Bar as well, and to stream with Drinker once again, and with Dark Hour too. that was really fun.
What am I? Chopped liver?
and so just check out my latest community tab. It'll let you know what's going on. I've been a bit on a hiatus because I'm dealing with some personal stuff right now, but hopefully mid-March that gets sorted out. But two hosts are still on board. Next week we've got Ron Mars that we're interviewing on Sunday at 1 p.m. EST. And then I think we've got one two hosts for every week, right? In March.
Yeah,
Dark Hour
March is packed. So.
Yeah, March is packed. So thank you to everyone who was watching in the chat, man. And Drew Gordon. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Drew Gordon, man.
Literally nobody can ever say that they heard of me before I was on Drinker's channel because that's where I started. So like
hell yeah.
No one is a hipster for Dark Hour.
But thank you to all our guests and even the Northern English bastard who had to leave a bit early. But I mean, he left at the end anyway, so that was pretty good. And yeah, thank you to everyone who was in the chat that watched us. Thank you to everyone who sent in super chats as well. Really do appreciate you. And yeah, we'll get the re-upload stuff sorted out for two host number 16. Don't worry about that. And of course, we'll re-upload this one probably in 2 days, or no, actually even tomorrow, because I'm going. I'm traveling for a week, so I'll do it tomorrow. So this will be up tomorrow on the re-upload channel. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you once again, everyone. And Dark Hour, you're the outro dude. So do your thing, man. Bye-bye.